Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a good night, or a good morning, depending on where you are. But regardless, welcome to the stream. Hopefully everybody got in here pretty quick. I'm going to start up with some of these roles that I mentioned in my in the description here in just a couple of minutes. But I want to see who's already in the chat. BFU, welcome. Ravish. C3, welcome. It's usually super early or super late for you, I think. And also, you're correct. Chi-Chi is the one 5-star character I still don't have, which is the sad face, the Chi-Chi reference that I have in my little scrolling windows at the beginning of the stream now. David Zamora, I am doing just fine. Hopefully you are doing well as well. Hanin Chi-Chi for Tevat 2021. I like that attitude. I will take it. That is definitely the goal. Hey, historian. How's it going, Dogman? At Ravish, since you were talking about Keqing, I just want you to know that Xingqiu plus Keqing can make Thundering Fury viable, because Electro Charge make Keqing can proc 4-set Thundering Fury. Interesting. That might be something that's worth testing at some point in the future on a personal level. Because it can make Thundering Fury viable. Interesting. Yeah, that might be something that I'll have to check out at some point. Oh, I am about to start taking damage here. Let me slide back over here. Thundering doesn't provide that much damage compared to other sets. Yeah, I mean, Thundering is kind of, as a 4-piece set, it's mostly meant for like support Electro units, so it's not really like the best utilization. But I can definitely see where there may be situations where that would make sense, given using, like, a lot of the times when you have Xingqiu as one of your like secondary or support units on your team, he like usually is set up to where you're taking like the benefit of his elemental burst almost constantly. So you're getting that constant electro charge, which will result in continual additional damage production. So I can kind of see where that would work. I can definitely see where Ravish is coming from on that. So it's a good observation. I currently don't have her set up like that at the moment. What I have gotten set up with her thus far, she is C1, but that's actually not what I was trying to do, was I've got a 4-piece Thunder Soother set on her at the moment. She's built Electro, so she's sitting on an Electro Goblet and attack in the timepiece, obviously. Crit damage in the circlet slot. Actually, most of her artifacts are probably some of the better artifacts I think I've picked up overall. Probably with the flower being one of the ones that I like the least. But if I can get my hands on a Jade Cutter, this 14% HP really won't be so bad at all. With that said, my Keqing is sitting at a ridiculous 196.5 crit damage right now, which is really high, which also makes me really want that. It also really makes me want the Jade Cutter for that reason, because if I can stack another 44% on top of this, I'll be, sitting near 80% crit rate with this crit damage. The amount of stability added to her defense would be pretty crazy. Even if the overall numbers go down a little bit, which they likely would, it would still be a significant improvement. Now, somebody asked a question. They were saying Thundering Fury or Thunder Soother is better than Thundering Fury. Depends on the situation. So if you're going to use Thundering Fury on a primary DPS, you probably only want to take a 2-piece set bonus for it, because you're going to want to take 2-piece Gladiator on top. It's all about producing consistent DPS output. That's usually what the goal is when you're trying to build your character. So if you take 4-piece, you're only improving the damage of the reactions that she generates, which means you're basically using your primary DPS as a reactions damage dealer, which makes her like you've set her up to be a support character. So you're kind of playing against the strengths that you're intending the character to fulfill. Whereas if you go with Thunder Soother, even though the first 2-piece bonus is a throwaway, you're getting 35% increased damage on every hit when the enemy is affected by Electro, which with Keqing is almost continuously. So you really do make the most of that 35%. And the same applies with Lava Walker as well, compared to the Crimson Witch. So you kind of have a similar situation there. So the same dynamic applies. Isaac, holy crit damage, Batman. Yeah. Her the stats that I've managed to get on her are pretty solid. So it's one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and do this testing tonight, to kind of see, so we can kind of explore which weapon will definitively be best and what team comp I should be shooting for based on these 2 weapons. Unless, of course, I get the Jade Cutter, which will pretty much render all of it useless for my own personal use, but I'll still gather this knowledge and explore it all with you so that we all know definitively which one ends up being better. A lot of people are disappointed with the Keqing banner, but I'm actually quite excited. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would be disappointed with the Keqing banner. She's such a good character. I, for one, will definitely try to get at least 1 or 2 constellations for her during that banner, but we will see. For many reasons, I would prefer a Mona banner, but I'm not going to complain about a Keqing banner at all, so I'm not upset by it. So Electro Charge and Superconduct damage is not as strong as Melt or Vaporize. Yeah, well, so hit for hit, Hanning, no, they're not nearly as strong as Melt or Vaporize, because Melt and Vaporize have the highest modifier options at 1.5 and 2.0. You're not going to get better damage under any circumstances than Melt and Vaporize. So those are usually the straight, like, high hit damage characters. Like, you can use Pyro and Hydro characters to generate the biggest numbers in the game right now. But it's worth noting that characters like Keqing can produce very consistent damage. She generates a smoother curve all throughout. So that's kind of, you're not going to see as many like high hit, like very impressive numbers, but you're going to see consistent numbers. The weapon banner is giving away Jade Cutters, so you're good. Still salty. I didn't get Xiao's spear. So Breezy J, that's the thing that I'm having a problem with. So I've hit that banner up several times now, and this is what I've ended up with. I have an R4 Primordial Jade Winged Spear. I can't complain. It's amazing. It's really, really good. In fact, I'm going to definitely go do the Geo boss here, the new Geo Vishap boss, or Primo Vishap boss, there we go, this evening with my Zhongli party. Like, it makes him even better than he used to be. It's pretty amazing, really, the difference that this bonus has led into making. It's really, really nice, but I just want a Jade Cutter at this point, and it's making me a little bit salty. You're happy for everyone who wants Keqing, but I am especially happy about a Save Primo's banner for me. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see that too. Rush, I'm doing just great. How are you? Do I think that they should make Superconduct reduce elemental and physical resistance? Yes, I do. I think that having Superconduct only establish physical resistance kind of undersells the reaction, because you basically are only rewarded for having Electro and Cryo characters on the same team if you're building your characters to be white damage producers at that point. I've come to this realization where originally I really wanted to have Keqing and Ganyu on the same team, but I'm building an Electro Keqing, and it doesn't benefit me at all to have to have a Cryo character as her team, as a complementary team setup. It just doesn't work, because every time you have that Cryo setup on her, well, okay, the Superconduct only increases her white damage, but the moment I use her E, I'm in Electro until that wears off, and then you're kind of minimizing the benefit you get from the superconduct while waiting for that to go away. And then on top of that, you know, like I said, she's built for Electro damage, so I'm essentially just nerfing out her damage by doing that. It doesn't work. All right, so Breezy J, my luck is so good. I'm sitting on R2, Jade, Cutter, and Skyward Harp. Not too bad. Could have been worse. I'm upset I only have Favonius Lance for Xiao. I mean, I wouldn't consider it to be good luck. I want the Jade Cutter. That's what I've been going for this whole time. It's like the game knows. It's like, no, you're not going to get the weapon you want. No. So, with that, let's go ahead and get into these rolls here real quick. So this is going to put me at 20, I believe. I already had 110 roll that I did a few days ago. So that'll put me at 20. And that was, you know, mostly nothing. Okay, this will be 30. And nothing. Oh, I got a Chongyun, which I don't need, but I got him. Okay, 40. Nothing. Got a Ningguang. Actually, I do need constellations for Ningguang. I think that'll make her C4 or 5, somewhere around there. She's one of the characters, one of the 4 stars I don't have maxed out yet. Here's 50. Come on. No. Well, more nothing. This is this is still not working. Come on. All right, this is 60. Still nothing. Oh boy, I'm swinging for the fence here, I guess. Going to 70. And oh, there it is. All right, so let's see what it is. All right, so nothing there. What? No. 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 Oh, God. Literally one of the only 5-star weapons that I already have and am not currently using. Oh, God. These are the worst. I do believe... this is rough. Yeah, so that is pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. I mean, I kind of assumed that I wouldn't get it, but you know, oof, nonetheless. Oh God. Well, a deep sadness sets in as I continue not to have a Jade Cutter. I got a Diona constellation at least, so I mean, there's that. I did need Diona constellation, so I guess that was the consolation prize in that particular set of rolls. Meanwhile, the Jade Cutter continues to elude me, and the Jade Cutter would make my Keqing pretty stupid. She would be amazing, and it just does not want to give it to me. Oh, okay, no, it's actually going to be C6 for Ningguang, so that's cool. Finally got Ningguang to C6, added Diona up to C4. So, I mean, it's not all a loss. Just continue to hate the weapon banners overall, as I now have, I think, I want to say, I think that's gonna make that greatsword. Yeah, so the greatsword is now going to be R3, and I don't even have a use for it yet, which is kind of upsetting. Like, I'm sure at some point in the future I will get use out of this, but right now, you know, it's still sitting benched. I don't have a character that I'm using it on, and I can't say with any, you know, certainty when I will, so we'll see. One of these days, I guess. But in the meantime, still no Jade Cutter. Oof. Back to the chat here. That's gotcha. LOL. Yeah, for sure. Sorry for me, TH. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Gelano, thank you. Yeah, bummer. Yeah, the weapon banners are not my favorite. They're not. You pretty much never, like, I've had the worst luck in the weapon banner attempt. Every time I've tried for a specific weapon, I don't get it. The last time I tried really hard on a weapon banner was on Vortex Vanquisher, of which I ended up getting, what did I get? Well, I didn't get Vortex. I got 2 of the Unforged, and I got something else. I can't remember. I think I got another. I think I got a. Was it? Maybe it was this. I think I got another. No, it wasn't for that. Oh, it was Skyward Spine. I got Skyward. No, I already had Skyward Spine. When did I? I don't remember even what I got now. All that matters is I did not get Vortex Vanquisher at that time. So this is the second time I've really like tried on a weapon banner for a specific weapon, and I keep getting the other one or something completely different. So that is the Skyward Pride, I think is what that weapon's called, I think. Alright, Skyward Pride. So that weapon keeps showing up, but it's not really what I'm looking for. It is what it is. Hey man, did I check? There are tons of new books on Lisa's library and Leeway bookstore with tons more world building. Is there really? I think before I start this testing, I feel compelled to definitely go check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. What's my thoughts about Xiao TH? Well, that depends on what you mean. Do you mean with regard to his placement in the story and lore of the game, or do you mean as far as like his performance in the game as a playable character? Is the very reason why free-to-plays or small spenders stay as far away from weapon banner? Yeah, you're not wrong. I definitely understand why. Oh, this is not the right building. So this one up here. But I definitely understand why free-to-play players generally don't go for the weapon banners, because you're usually going to be destined for pain on those, and you can still pull 4-star weapons on the limited banner. So that's usually kind of the best bang for your buck type situation over there. Curse weapon banner. I agree. I really want this Jade. I really do want the Jade Cutter very badly, and it just doesn't seem to want to happen for me. I don't know. I may try one more time, but if I don't get it on the next one, then that's really gonna be it. But we'll see. Like we're gonna get another. I think during next week sometime we're gonna be seeing 10 free intertwined fate. So I'll probably do it sometime around there and kind of see how it goes from there, I guess. Yeah, there's a new book, Hexenhound 6, Hexenhound 7. Okay. Well, it's at least 2 new books. Yeah, I had never. It didn't occur to me that they would start throwing books back into the library with 1.3. Yeah, I probably should have been thinking about. I'm just stuck on all these surfaces here. All right, so that's 2 so far. It makes me wonder if I should check Jean's office as well. So just the no, this is 3rd, Hexenhound 8. So that's 3 new books. I'll take it though. Looks like just the 3. Oh, how's the Geo buffs going along? You find it so awesome. You drop a 40k crit for Zhongli Q, and I'm not a killable beast. Yeah, I agree. Like the Geo buffs for Zhongli have been pretty ridiculous. I haven't exactly been shy about the fact where I didn't even think they were necessary, but I'm definitely not unhappy that they did it, because they just made him objectively better. He's definitely, stronger than he was before, even more useful than he was before. And I think, generally speaking, the community's outlook about the character performance is, by and large changed compared to, what it used to be, which generally everybody kind of thought he was terrible before. Not everybody, but most people who didn't have very specific characters to match him up with kind of found him to be not useful. And I understood why they thought that. But I was also not one of the people who were restricted in that way. Next weapon banner with New Spear or Wolf Gravestone is a win-win banner. I mean, I suppose. I don't know that I'm really super interested in that specific banner, though. Alright, let's see. Let's buy some new books. Okay, yeah, there are quite a few new books. Nice. Let's go ahead and pick up all of these really quick too. I'll be very curious to see what all of these have in them, but I'm not going to explore them during the stream for obvious reasons. But yeah, I appreciate you shouting out that those were here. I actually did not know that they were here, and I'm really glad you pointed that out. I'm always so busy working on, you know, other content aspects that sometimes little things like that don't occur to me. So yeah, good looking out. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Jade Spear is permanent, so you can roll on the standard banner for it. Yeah, that's true. That's one of the reasons why, like, I'm not super thrilled to keep getting, you know, Jade Spear or Skyward Pride, because they're permanent weapons. I can get them anywhere on the standard banner. Like, it's likely that I'll still see them more in the future. Meanwhile, the Jade Cutter, once this banner is over, goes away, and then it's just a good weapon I don't have and could really use on Keqing, considering I'm trying to set her up to be a primary DPS for, you know, a party that she is the, you know, the central figure of. And so it's just one of those things where I just kind of need the game to cooperate with me here, and it just hasn't really wanted to I guess give me even the benefit of trying to cooperate at all. I keep getting kind of twisted in the wrong direction there. Oh, it's fine. No big deal. They should make a separate gacha currency for weapon banner. Maybe. L via the Xiao performance. TH compare to other main DPS. So, I haven't set my Xiao up as a primary DPS. I have him set up as a secondary and debuffer at the moment, and I'm still working on getting him better. I'm still working on getting him better artifacts. At some point, I will have better artifacts for him, which will allow me to really make better use of him as a whole, and I'll actually, you know, complete leveling him up. In the meantime, I think a character like Xiao can still be very effective, but I feel on a personal level that his role is better used as a secondary DPS, where, you know, you're pretty much utilizing him when his elemental burst is up, because that's when you're going to see the best damage. Whereas you're going to, you know, if you build him as a white damage producer, a physical damage producer, you're going to see reduced damage, or, well, less damage through his elemental burst. To, you know, maybe almost to a point where it doesn't even really benefit you that much to have it and take damage from it while you're using it. You know, you'll have a compelling reason, you know, building him as a physical dealer, to not really use it because you don't want to lose the health. To where if you build him Animo, then, you know, you're encouraging using the elemental burst when you have it, but you do want to make sure you have a healer that can give him the health back at a later time. Yo, I see you're doing the comparison between Black Sword and Lion's Roar. When will I be doing that? I'm actually about to start now. I'm actually going to begin discussing that here as soon as I hit the bottom of the chat again. Xiao is definitely not a top tier carrier since his element and other reasons, but he is very fun. Yeah, I agree with that. He's not ever going to be a top tier damage dealer. He's just not. But I think he's among one of the more compelling debuffer secondary DPSs, and that's exactly what I'm trying to use him for in my party. BFU, you're so sorry, Tavon. Yeah, it's okay. It happens. At least 5 fates come on the last day of the Xiao banner, as far as you know. Yeah, I think that is the way it's going to work. It's 2, 3, and 5, so it'll be 10 during the period of the Xiao, or the next part of the event, I think, which starts like Tuesday or Wednesday or something, so somewhere around there. I wonder if we get reruns for weapon banner. Yeah, I suspect we'll see reruns on the weapon banners in time. The Staff of Homa banner is the first weapon banner you find tempting. Interesting. Anyway, so with regard to the testing I'm going to get into. So as you can see, I've already got Black Sword on my Keqing now. Or not Black Sword, I'm sorry, Lion's Roar on my Keqing now. And so this Lion's Roar that I have is a R5 Lion's Roar. Now, to some degree, the testing is a little bit unfair, skewed towards the Lion's Roar, because my Black Sword is R1. Now, the things of note to point out before I get started with the testing. At R5, this weapon adds 36% pyro or electro damage. So basically, it'll only increase the damage dealt when the enemy has one of these two elements on it. So, That means if you build your character, if you build, you know, an Electro character such as Keqing with this weapon, and then you surround her with characters like Chi-Chi or Ganyu who have, or even Chongyun, these characters have persistent cryo applicator options. They will nullify this bonus when those effects are in play, which means you will not get this bonus and you will do less damage instead of more as intended, and it will go down by 36%, so that's a lot. So Lion's Roar will make your team building options a little bit more limited. So if by contrast you look at the Black Sword, now Black Sword goes up by 5% with each additional refinement, as I believe. Yeah, so 5%. So that would be at R2, it would be 25 at R3, it would be 30 at R4, it would be 35 at R5, it would be 40%. So the percentage, this just increases damage dealt by normal and charged attacks. It's not Electro or Pyro, it's damage. So, being objective straight out of the gate, you can kind of see that the added bonus from Black Sword at R5, which will take several months to achieve if you are dedicated to taking just Black Swords from the Battle Pass, will outperform this in terms of straight bonuses. However, again, Lion's Roar is an attack percent weapon, whereas the Black Sword is a crit rate weapon. Now, crit rate will help to give you a more stabilized crit rate on your character, allowing you to have more stable, like a smoother curve while the character is on the field. And Black Sword will not restrict the party members in your party. In fact, Black Sword will also make it to where make it less necessary for you to have a healer in your party, because you will be constantly regenerating health while you're attacking with it. So you've got a lot of good options for boosting the self-reliance of the character as well using Black Sword. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and open up to a clean page here in my notebook so that I can start writing down these numbers as I go, so that I'm not trying to, you know, tab through several windows or something while I'm doing this, because that would just be a pain. So Lion's Roar and Black Sword. And we're going to start with normals with the Lion's Roar. So we know that Lion's Roar bonus will only increase the damage of Electro, and that's what we're testing for anyways. So the first thing, that was what, 1223 on that. 1223. I need to see if that was even a crit. So I mean, it should in theory increase the damage of that as well. So yeah, that was 1223. So if I were to shoot that again on the backside, he's spinning, which completely ruins the test opportunity. So the E did 1223 damage with the Lion's Roar, but I'm pretty sure if I could throw it again, we should see it increase by 36% in theory. I just need it to go away so I can... Oh my god, he keeps doing these annoying attacks. Yeah, so 1815 that time, still no crit. I don't even know if that part of the attack can crit, since it's still not, but my crit rate's not super great right now either.
Speed of light.
1223 again. So that doesn't seem to want to crit, but my crit rate's particularly low in this configuration right now anyways.
Speed of light.
Okay, yeah, it can crit because it was 36, I think it was 36 on a crit, which is really good because I have that 196% crit damage on her. So now, with the second part, that was what, 17,949 with the second portion? 17,949. So that, again, this is Lion's Roar increasing the damage of that Electro. One of the great things about the way Keqing works, which makes the Lion's Roar such an asset to her, is the fact that you only get the bonus damage once the Electro is applied. Well, you apply it with the first tap of the E and then benefit from it after the second. So as long as you don't miss like I just did. So that's, I mean, it literally seems like a weapon that's kind of designed for her. So long as you get the crits, but I'm not really getting much for crits anyways. I'm trying to get some stable recordings of the crits on the E. 1223. He's just moving around, ruining everything, isn't he? What was that? 60, 45? I think it was 60, 45 on the low end. Try that one more time. Oh, he's gonna spin and ruin everything again. Would it be okay to run Keqing with Lion's Roar without any pyro units? I wouldn't. See, well, here's the thing. You could do that, but your risk is anytime you're playing against a element on screen that's not going to increase, that's not going to be pyro or electro, you're going to nullify the bonus of the Lion's Roar and reduce your damage production. So, like if you look, 1223, next hit, well, if I take the hit, there we go, and take the charge, her next hit is 1263, 1263. If it's a crit, it's 3700. That's when it has electro on it. Whereas if I come at it with pyro on the enemy already, then I don't have to charge it, and it should increase the damage, but it's not going to be by as much as if I have electro because I don't have white damage production increase. However, the way electro and pyro play off each other with overload, you just immediately get rid of it, and then you can come back to reapply, and you don't have to worry about dealing with some of the other element issues and consistent issues that like cryo will give you. Alright, so I've got damage numbers on the E, so let's kind of see how the base attacks work, but I need to outrange this thing really quick so that I can reset him. So let's do that so that I don't kill him accidentally and then have to go find a new Ruins Guard to do testing on. And also it would have to be the same level one, and this one's usually a little bit lower level than the other ones, so I don't want to kill him because it'll invalidate all my numbers. The flute is better for physical Keqing because the proc can scale with physical goblet. Yeah, I mean, flute's not a bad weapon for physical Keqing, obviously. Honestly, if I were to build I wouldn't probably attempt on a personal level building a physical Keqing unless I had an Aquila Favonius? I can't remember how that name is spelled. I think it's Aquila Favonia. I can't believe that still hit me. Okay. Alright, so 1263. Okay. 1263. Interesting. So definitely get pretty smooth damage results continuously from it. Let me come back in again. 4790, 6117 for the last hit. I need to double check. I can't remember if hers is 5 or 6 throughout the duration of the ability. It's 5. So I need to write down these numbers here real quick so that I can get those recorded as well. You think pairing Electro with Xingqiu is good? Yeah, I would generally agree. That's going to be one of the better pairing options you have for a character like Keqing, and it actually is something I have been considering, but the one thing that's kind of dissuaded me from doing that is is being able to just debuff him with Zhao. I don't necessarily need it, because then with that debuff, she just does a lot more damage, although I did just remove my Electro status from my weapon. Oh, okay, well, I killed him anyway, but I did a 22k crit. I was really hoping that wasn't going to crit because nothing else has been, so now I gotta go to the other near one. It should be close. I think his level is pretty close. I didn't think I was going to kill him that fast. So pretty much I've just been wanting to work Zhao into this team so that I can, use him as a proper debuffer. But if I were to bump him out, it would be for adding, damage consistency with characters like, probably Xingqiu or somebody like that. So there's another one over here, and I think that one was level 85. Let's see what this one's level is. It may result in some slightly different damage numbers, but I've only recorded one skill's numbers so far anyways, so that's not too big a deal. So let's get back in here. Wake him up. I don't have quite as much room to spread out over here, so it does complicate things just a little bit, but it's not too bad. At least I have easy stuff to hide behind when he shoots rockets at me. It's 86, 12, 19. 15. 1260 on first hit normal. So let's see, 1260. Oh, that was a crit. 17, yeah, I mean, the damage is pretty comparable still, so it's not really all that different, because he's only one level less than the other one was. 5368, I keep critting him. That's gonna make this one a little bit more fleeting. I'll have to probably reset him sooner. I keep critting. Second hit, still 1260 looks like. 1, 2, yeah, second hit's also 1260. These are non-crit numbers. Gotta get away from him again. I don't necessarily need to hit him with that, I just need to test the numbers directly. Nope. 1, 2, oh, okay, well I lost the charge already. Nope, gotta stay away from him. 1, 2, 3, 1672 in the third. It's the trick to doing this is not overkilling him accidentally, like I did with the last one. Of course, I've done a lot of testing on these enemies since, you know, the beta tests and stuff, but well, with the characters being, you know, closer to level 90 now, with much better equipment, much better weapons, the potential for burst is a little bit higher, and so these things get deleted a little bit faster than I used to be used to when doing all this testing. So let me go back over here. Xiao is absolutely a main DPS. What else would he be? He is Animo Razor. So Xiao is a primary / secondary DPS. I feel like you're not going to use him as a flat support. That's not really going to be a good role for him. But you can use him as a secondary DPS sub support debuffer, and that's what I'm using him for. And that way you're taking increased Animo damage so that you can get good damage out of him from his elemental burst. But pretty much only when he has his elemental burst. Otherwise, you're not really going to be looking for additional damage production. Anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nope, messed that one up. It's not really giving me a lot of opportunities to get this damage count on him, is he? Because he keeps trying to punch me in the face. 1, 2, 3. That was a crit, so that kind of ruined that one. I got to reset him again. Come on. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was crit again. I keep critting him, so I didn't really get anything I could use from that because I keep critting him. Which is weird, because I have, I don't know, I think sub 40% crit rate with this weapon, so it's not really super ideal. So we'll continue over here. And reset him again. Come back and try to get these non-crit numbers. You agree, Hanan, it does suck when you have such limiting weapons. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the worst things about, you know, gacha systems for weapons is, you know, it can limit you to some degree what roles your characters are even really going to be decent at. And I think that's one of the good things about the Battle Pass, because the entry level for the Battle Pass is pretty low, and it guarantees you some pretty useful weapons, which is nice. Alright, so I got a 6101 on the last hit. But really what I need is the fourth hit. 1096 looks like. I think it was 1096. Is he spinning on me? No, he's shooting at me. That's what he's doing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that might have been a crit, because it was 1096, so it was double what it was the last time. So, okay, yeah. So I finally got that. Now I need to go over here and reset again. Okay. Also, I need to check something really quick. I don't think... Oh, I actually do. Hang on, I have a request for some brown photos, which I actually do have. Oh, this thing's chasing me up here. He never does that. That's not okay. Go away. Go away. I don't want to kill you. Go away. Alright, there we go. What was that all about? That is not okay. I can't believe that thing was chasing me up here like that. That was not cool. Anyways, 2 seconds here, guys. I'm gonna send somebody something really quick. If I can even find him on here. Here we go. Anyways, let's get back down there. Thoughts, though it's a leak, what is your thoughts on the craftable 5-star weapon in free-to-play perspective and your perspective? So, any craftable weapons are always good. I'll just put it that way. Am I playing on a widescreen monitor? Not gonna lie, you kind of like it? Yeah, I'm playing on an ultra-wide. That's why I actually have so much room for the overlay that's on the stream, is because the ultra-wide, you know, it sets up such a stark contrast to the natural stream resolution that it allowed me a lot of space to build an overlay that would allow me to, you know, display, you know, some other active elements on the screen, which I'm actually working on improving some of that stuff for, you know, like subscribers and members and stuff like that soon as well. You lost your 50-50 on Zhao and got Keqing. That's why you're here, so your Hetao is guaranteed. Nice. That's assuming that Hetao even ends up being a 5-star character. We don't really know what she's going to be yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2058 looks like in the last hit. 2058. Although that seems a little wrong, doesn't it? Considering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, come on. He punched me in the face right before the last hit. It's not okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2058 seems like the non-crit number for that. Alright, so I finally got non-crit numbers for all of those hits, so now I need to get the crit numbers for each of those hits. And then I can move into the next ones. 1260, 1260, come on, crit 30, 735. Keeping in mind, again, I have almost 200% crit damage on Keqing. This is not all damage from the weapon. Okay. Ooh, I gotta be careful. I'm gonna kill him. I gotta go reset him again, because if I keep going, I'm gonna accidentally kill him like I did the other one. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome, Jordan. Welcome. You are fond of the Black Sword. I'm definitely, leaning towards, on a personal level, wanting to build her with the Black Sword because of the reliability it will bring her. But at the same time, it would require me to really focus on taking more Black Swords from the Battle Pass, as opposed to, being able to take one of each, which is something I've been wanting to do since the beginning. And I think I'm still missing 2 of those. Oh no, 3? I think it's just 2. I don't have the Great Sword, I don't think, and I don't have the Spear. Those are the 2 I don't have yet, and I would like to get those. But if I'm going to, build my Keqing around Black Sword, I would have to start taking more of the sword. All right, so continuing with this, was Table able to answer the question on which is better for Keqing, Lion's Roar or Royal Weapon from Starsmith's shop? So my recollection of the Royal Weapon is that it should be the same as the Royal Mage weapons, which is it's a slide crit. So let me double check. Yeah, so it's slide crit. This is going to be a weapon that will give you incredibly stable crit rate after a few hits. And it gives you attack percent as its main, focus add-on, which is really nice as well. The Royal weapons are actually some of my favorite weapons in the game, to be very honest with you. I did find that the Royal Grimoire outproduced the Solar Pearl back when I did testing on that, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Royal Sword would outproduce the Black Sword. And it may be something that I'll do testing on in the future as well. It's just something that I haven't invested in yet. Okay, 37-35. Yeah, 37-35 on the second hit. I mean, a lot of crits all of a sudden. So first 2 hits are the same. That makes sense. So I need a 3rd hit crit now.
Incoming. Hey.
1, 2, 3. Oh, missed that one. 49-57. This is definitely a little bit tedious, but you know, it's worth it for science. 4 is always 2 hits. It's kind of awkward. I need to like add these numbers up, but 1, 2. Nope, I'm gonna kill him. I gotta get away. I almost killed him again. That was close. Okay, running away. Run away, Keqing. Run away. Nope. I don't think so. Oh, I definitely aimed that up. I don't know why it went back down, but okay. Poor boy Razor abandoned by us and his parents, probably. I mean, he's not Timmy, at least. So there's that. I feel like at least R2 Blacksword can do real well for a while. I feel like Blacksword will more than likely outperform. Especially like say on the build setup that I have on my Keqing now, I feel like the Black Sword probably will be able to outperform. But I want to actually get some hard numbers based on, you know, what we're seeing here first. But I can tell you that if you don't have, you know, a pyro-centric team, then your chances of being able to keep consistent damage, you know, production across the curve evenly is probably somewhat lower. I will say that because of the way the bonus works, for instance, like if I wanted to maximize the damage of my Keqing's E, you could say swap to Klee first or any of your other pyro characters and throw a bomb and then follow up, and then you get the overload damage and the bonus extra on top. So that's actually the way to maximize the use of your Lion's Roar, really. You want to set a alternate status or, you know, from a pyro or from Keqing, or if you already have it up, you know, go with it from there. That was close. I need hit number 4 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 28-66. Makes sense. Again, that's about double from what I recorded on the last one. Now I just need a final hit, which I think was like 6,000 something, but let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that was a non. Ow. I feel like I should just go ahead and heal up my Keqing. So another one of the things that really makes me want this Jade Cutter so bad is, you know, with the Jade Cutter, I'll have almost 2,400 or 24,000 health on my on her. That should, like the way the math works on that, at R1 give her almost 300 extra attack, which is not exactly a small amount of extra damage at all. It basically is a weapon in effect that gives you both attack and, you know, and an extremely high crit rate bonus. Like that weapon's pretty close to busted in my eyes. Like it's almost like a must-have weapon for a primary DPS sword unit. Whoa, almost killed him again. Let's go ahead and get away from him and run back up the hill. Red Kai, this stream is fun. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it. Thanks. Keqing makes talking about crit kind of mandatory. Oh, for sure. You know, like a character like Keqing, even more so than, you know, say characters like Mona and stuff like that, like because she's an Electro user, not a character that can boost her damage to 1.5 or 2 times like that of Hydro and Pyro units. You need to create stable damage production through a, you know, at least 50%, but if not better crit rate. And really a weapon like Jade Cutter would give me crazy crit rate. So that I believe, you know, especially within the setup that I have on mine, would be a hands down best option weapon for an Electro Keqing. I don't think there's really any debate about that, especially with the high likelihood of picking up garbage HP substats in your artifacts. It'll only help you help you utilize that better. Oh, no, I keep taking little hits in the face here when I'm really needing not to. Nah, he's trying to punch me again. And I'm gonna have to reset that one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a crit, please. Why am I? Oh my god, I can't crit anything right now.
Don't blink. Hey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not a crit. God, I gotta reset him again. I just cannot seem to pull a crit on that last hit right now. And I was getting a bunch of them earlier, but I can't remember the exact number that they were.
Incoming.
So all I can do is try again. Math, my brain is too dummy for numbers. So, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I do these tests the way I do. That way, like, I do the numbers so you don't have to, kind of thing. Makes it a lot easier. How can you get better in Genshin? It's kind of a vague question. I mean, you generally need to establish a well-founded party. I actually recently made a video series. It's 3 videos on how to build any character in Genshin Impact. If you're looking for a solid strategy for how to approach team building, I recommend watching those 3 videos. The totality of the 3 videos, I think, is somewhere around 30 or 35 minutes, but it will be worth your time, I promise. Damn, people really spamming the comments with the same questions today. I don't know if I've noticed, but I've been, obviously trying to keep my eyes on the screen here to test these numbers. Okay, 6101. I got that one right before he hit me. 6101. All right, cool. Finally got all of those. So let's stick him with an Electro status and hit him with an Elemental Burst. It's like 660, like 662, I think it was. So I need to write burst on there. 662 with crits, like double of that basically. But I need to see if I can charge that up and do it again. And I also need to get charged attack damage, which I might as well do now. 60, oof, I almost killed him. Gotta be careful about that. But I get about 6,000 or 7,000 damage in the charges against him for that, which is not too shabby, I would say. But I do need to write that down over here as well. Charge, there we go. I'm gonna need to test that again, but I gotta reset him because I almost killed him really fast. Can you still get Albedo? No, not at the moment. You can't. I suspect we will see banner rerolls. We don't have anything to confirm that right now, but I suspect that we will. The TH, could you still call yourself free to play if you wail for Xiao just once? The DC mission paid us army boys well. I mean, you could be like, I'm free to play, but that's the way I would say it. Like, the only character I did, yeah. I mean, you're not really free to play at that point, but if you wanted to stick to that title, then you would probably need to mention your exception. That said, I like Xiao, don't get me wrong. I think he's a cool character. I don't know if Xiao is the character that I would break the mold for, though. Oh god, those numbers stick on top of each other. It makes them hard to read. Oh, okay, well, I missed the electro damage on that one. I need a non-crit and a crit, but most of them keep coming up crit. Try again. 69.93. But there's 2 hits there. Let's try one more time. 78.31. That's the other number. Alright, so now I've got Elemental Burst back again, so I need to also run down the hill over here. But what I'm going to do to make sure I don't miss the damage numbers on this Elemental Burst is I'm actually going to screen record it and just go back and check the recording afterwards so that I can record the numbers without having to continue to do that over and over again. And then I can move on to testing the Black Sword finally against this thing and kind of get into that. So, I also need to get my stamina back up here really quick.
What's that over there?
I don't know. What is it over there? You're not running with a whole lot of enthusiasm there, Vind, considering the tone of voice you just had. See, what's that over there? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Let me go back down here now. Definitely use definitely even TH use Mona as DPS. Yeah, I think DPS is the best role that Mona can fulfill. There's so many people that'll tell you all day long, just use Mona for Stellaris, just use Mona for Stellaris, but you're not using her for Stellaris, you're not really maximizing her potential. That character is capable of so much more than Stellaris. So that's why I use her as a primary DPS in my main party. She has been my most reliable and stable DPS since the game released. Alright, so let me start the screen recording here.
Incoming. Hey!
And
Nowhere to hide.
okay, that wasn't too bad at all. Let me stop the screen recording. And I do think, yeah, okay, I've already got those numbers as well, so I just need to leash him back off of me again. And then I can just go look at the numbers that I recorded from that. And then I can swap to Black Sword and start testing those numbers out too. You only have 4 Lions Roar. Is that good enough for Electro Keqing? Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously, the less refinement you have on the Lion's Roar, the more compelling a, R1 Black Sword becomes, however. But I think even at R4, which I think is still like 30% or something, it's still plenty good. At least until you get a better Black Sword. But that's kind of the reason why we're doing this test, so that we can, make a definitive statement on that. Alright, so let me go into my recording folder here really quick, because I need to see if I can dig that out now, so that I can record the numbers that I just got from that. So let's see here.
Incoming. Hey!
You guys are probably hearing the audio from that. I need to pause and rewind that really quick. Alright. First hit 2464. I think that was a crit. 1992. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a crit. There we go. So 2464, and then crits are 1992. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 15,673 for the final hit. 15,673 in the final, 672 for all of the base hits. So then the only other thing I need to check is I need to see if the talent itself tells me how many hits actually drop from this. Consecutive, it says times 8. So okay, so there would be 8. There's the flat skill damage. Last attack. Okay, so yeah, it does account for all of the hits. That's good. That'll make my life a lot easier in kind of smashing all these numbers up at the end. Cool. So I know that it's 10 hits total with 8 in the center. So, okay, so 1, 8, and 1. All right. Now I need to go back to Black Sword. Or I need to swap her to Black Sword. I don't know why I went to the food menu. That's obviously not where I needed to go. Alright, so with Black Sword, it does lower my attack quite a bit. It's worth noting that with the Lion's Roar, she has 2158 attack in this configuration, and with the Black Sword, she is sitting on 1871. So she's losing, almost 300 and some change attack, which is, not insubstantial. That is a lot of attack loss. Her crit rate bumps up to 60.1, which is really good. And crit damage stays the same, obviously, because it doesn't impact that, 196.5. So still quite a lot of crit damage. I'm expecting,
This is pushing it.
I know already for a fact that this is going to do less damage. There's not... for obvious reasons, there's not really an argument to be made that this R1 Black Sword will do more damage. But the question is going to be more about, like the stability and crit versus you know, the difference over what I had before. And the most important thing with regard to the black sword is it's more flexible. You aren't bound by, you know, with what party members you can have in your party with a black sword. You know, like I'm keeping pyro characters in the party because pyro resonance is objectively just it's pretty much the best elemental resonance, you know, unless you're running a geo party. But you don't really have limitations on who you can put in your party like you do with Lion's Roar, because if you start putting non-Electro or non-Pyro characters in your party with Lion's Roar, then you're going to be eliminating your weapon bonus every time you attack it with any character that's not one of them. So that is definitely something that's worth noting. All right, first hit 1057. That was already a significant reduction of damage, I think. 1067.
Don't blink.
That was a crit. 3134. But that was already pretty significant reduction. 3883. Okay, I think I misread that the first time. Let me rewrite that again. 3833. There we go. Okay, so I messed that up the first time. No big deal. Sadly, your Ningguang are under leveled. Yeah, well, all you can do is just keep pressing for it, right? That's a lot of Favonius Warbows. Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of them. I don't really know what to do with them right now. Like, what am I going to do with these? I got all these Eye of Perception as well. I've already got an R5 level 70 Eye of Perception up here. I got all these other ones down here. I just haven't really put them to use. I've got a lot of R4 weapon depth. I just, you know, haven't really had the need to build out a lot of them. Anyways, okay. Oh, well, okay. Let me go ahead and run back behind here. Really, the trick will be determining whether or not the stability and extra crit rate, you know, over a long period of time will actually give me more stable damage. And that's going to be where I have to crunch the numbers at the end of, you know, these numbers and see if it's going to actually work. 3134. I'm definitely getting more, like, stable crit. Like, I'm definitely critting more. Not a surprise. I should be critting more than half the time at this point. 3134. 12,944 for the follow-up. Then it's, yeah, so 12,000. Hang on. That's a lot less than it was before. 944, where it was 17,949 the other way. So it's definitely a significant loss in damage. Again, keeping in mind that if this black sword were even with the Lion's Roar, like if it were R5, I'd be sitting on a 40% attack bonus to this instead of just 20. So that also would play a factor into here and kind of reduce how close this is. I need to get a non-crit on that follow-up. 1, 2, 12. Nope, still critting. Getting crits on that every time. Let's try again. Okay, that was non-crit. 40. It was like 4366 or something, but I kind of missed it. Try again. Nope, I keep critting. That first world problem where you're critting too much to get a test number that you actually want. YouTube, GJ, thank you. I appreciate it. Watching from work this week. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Too bad you can't be at home for it, but I do appreciate that you stopped in. Oh man, I just crit this every time with this weapon. Like the fact that I'm getting this reliable a crit rate, while frustrating while I'm doing the test, definitely makes me think that if this were on even testing grounds, that the black sword would undeniably be outperforming this other weapon. Especially considering that the disparity between the damage, while it wouldn't obviously fully close, we're talking a difference in 300 attack, it would definitely be reduced. So yeah. Alright, so going back in. And let's see. Well, he re-aggroed me immediately. He didn't even try to wait, did he? Come on. Okay, 4366, that's what it was. Alright, so now I finally got that number. 4366. Going back to normal attacks now. This is your first gotcha. Can we just not all have fun playing the game? I'm not sure what the context of that is, but we should. That's the dream anyway. Alright, non-crit, 10-11 first hit. Non-crit, let's see, 10-11. Alright, so now I need a crit first hit, if I can get it. Which I believe it was like 3,000 and some change or something. Which kind of doesn't make sense, really. Oh, hang on. Yeah, 3,000 exactly, which is kind of weird. But I do know that the first two hits are the same. They have the same attack modifier, so I don't need to get hit 2 because they're identical. So I've got the first 2 now. I need to get number 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 3981 and 1342. 1342 and 3981. Okay. So that's 3 hits so far. Hey TH, can any character make use of Iron Sting? Iron Sting, Iron Sting, Iron Sting. Trying to remember which weapon Iron Sting even is by name. I can't remember which weapon that even is by name. Oh man, why can't I? It definitely wouldn't be a bow. I feel like that's gotta be a sword, right? Is it? Which sword is that? Maybe if I go to the, hang on, let me go over to the archive really quick. I bet I can find it over there. Hang on, nope, that's books. That's the wrong, that is the wrong window. Equipment, here we go. Iron Point, Flip Blade, Debate Club, White Tassel Magic, Throne of Tales of Dragon. So it's got to be in the Force. Iron Sting. Okay, that's the craftable weapon. Okay, I think the craftable one. Oh, is it Elemental Mastery? I can't. I feel like that weapon's probably Elemental Mastery. Off the top of my head, I've never crafted one, so. I kind of don't think it's all that useful if it's Elemental Mastery. I can't think of a character right now that I would use it on. Okay, so I'm still trying to get hit 4 and 5. It's yeah, so it is Elemental Mastery. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of a character that would make effective use of that. 2301 in hit 4. That was crit though. 2301. Oh, hey, I climbed a tree. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's one way to get away from the spinning, the spinning attack. Just climb a tree. Nope, nope. Gonna definitely run now. Nah, nope. Okay, let's go ahead and reset this thing before I accidentally kill him.
Speed of light.
Nope. Anyways. Maybe a Melt Comp Bennett? I mean, maybe. But even then, I don't know really what benefit you have to gain from that in the long run. Oh my god, get out of the tree. Yeah. What do I think about Hetao? Because I really don't dive into, like, you know, all the leak stuff, I really don't have much for thoughts on Hetao right now. To be very, very honest with you guys, because I have, you know, I make it a point to follow the rules with regard to the whole no leaks thing. I really don't go out of my way to learn about them either. Because it only tempts me to break the rules, and I don't really want to do that. Yo, that was smooth. Why does it feel like Razor does more damage with Skyrider than with Prototype? Tested it in Domain. Skyrider has a significantly faster clear. Interesting. I don't know. It's probably something just about like the stability provided, more than likely.
Speed of light.
All right, so I need a non-crit 4th hit. 776. Yeah, it was definitely not a great 4th hit, but it does have the lowest modifier, so that makes sense. And now I need a final hit, crit and non. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 48.99's got to be the crit last hit. 48.99. And then let's see what I can get for non-crit, which is probably going to be the harder one to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I lost my bonus. Oh, nope, run. Ah, that's not good. Let's just go ahead and climb again, since that worked the last time. Hey, bud. Yeah, you can just keep on doing that, whatever.
Incoming.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 48.99. Crit again. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to go over here. Let's just go ahead and reset, because I'm gonna kill him if I don't reset now. But we're close. Really, I just need this and Elemental Burst recording, and I should be in a pretty good spot to go ahead and start actually crunching the numbers to see what the variance is between the two and whether or not it's likely that the Black Sword would overtake. John Skyrider is the best claymore for Razor apart from Wolf Gravestone. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see why that would be the case. I don't use Razor a whole lot, and I haven't in quite some time. I'm missing something here. C3, pretty sure that was on the first stream you joined, or second? I might have missed something. That I suddenly reminded of one of Tavot's other streams when he used Albedo against the Cryo Regispine and Dragonspine and killed everyone in the team. That was really unfortunate and hilarious at the same time. One of my most triumphant. Where the hell did the Ruin card go? Where'd he go? What's happening? What is he? Oh, come on, man. We were almost done. You can't just... Come on. He's just stuck down there running into the wall. Alright, let me see if I teleport away to someplace far away. If maybe, just maybe, he'll reset and go back to being up there, because that's not where I want him to be. Anyways, yeah, the Albedo's elevator to hell was probably one of my most triumphant accidental moments in all of my streams thus far. I very much will always treasure that moment. Do you think they should add more healer character, because currently they only have 5 healers and 2 of them are 5-star? Yeah, I actually do think that they should add more healers, but I mean, I think it's reasonable to assume that we will see more healers, you know, in time. I firmly believe that Baiju is going to be a... Baiju is going to, I think that's how you say it, is going to be a healer. I'd be really surprised if he's not. Yeah, so whenever we actually do see that character release, even though we've had no inclination as to when that may be, I really, really do expect that he will end up being a healer. I'm all discombobulated. Okay, it's over here. Please be back in the center. Good, he did reset. I was a little worried he would not. We will never forget the great moment of Team Wipe and Dragon Spine. Well, good. That was definitely... That will be a treasured memory. It really will. Ruin Guards wanted to go for a walk. Yeah, apparently. Ruin Guard got tired of my meddling. He did. Yeah, I've just been beating on it and resetting it, beating on it and resetting it. He's like, no more, no more. So I let him rest for a minute to lose interest, and now I'm back. He's gonna be angry with me. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, he stepped on me right before I could get the last hit. Come on, freaking Ruin Yard. 2, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. 1652. Finally. Alright, that was a little bit of a pain. 1652 on that one. Now I just need to get the elemental burst. And so I need to start my screen recording for that one because that'll just be a pain to try to get without a screen recording. And let's go. Oh no. Oh no. That was close. He tried to execute me on the backside of that, didn't he? I got away from it. So take that. Alright, anyways. Oh, I didn't get charge damage. I need to get charge damage still too. But still, let me climb over here and reset him before I accidentally kill him or something. Silly Ruin Guard, for sure. To be honest, they need more permanent polearm character than healer. I mean, we've got 3 polearm characters now, with, I believe, a 4th on the way. So, I mean, I think we're doing okay with polearm characters. Actually, I think we have 2 more on the way. I think that's the leading of the rumor idea, but I'm not going to get into it. Oh, you want a Dendro healer? Yeah, I think Baiju as a Dendro healer, depending on what they, you know, really end up bringing to the table with Dendro as an element, could end up being really, really interesting. Non-crit. So, okay. Nope, I need the Electro charge. Okay, I gotta get my stamina back. So I went hungry just running over here. I need a non-crit one first. 5616, that seems like crit. So, okay, so charge. And that was 5616. And then I need to get a non-crit. See how long that takes to get. Considering I'm critting every time. What the? That was weird. I mean, it's... Yeah, that was kind of weird. I mean, it's a double hit, right? But I don't know. That damage was presenting kind of awkwardly. And now I gotta reset him so that he doesn't die again. His Keqing's kind of just beating this guy up really fast. And this weapon's probably not performing as well as Lion's Roar, for sure, with the lower bonus right now. But I'm not going to be surprised if it would likely overtake. Like I said, that's why I'm doing it. This way I can do some math and kind of see what the variance is. All these numbers, do you ever just place fashion over function personally? You just do Rancor equals Traveler, Bell equals Noel, Flute equals Kaya, Dragons, Tails, Lisa. Not really, no. I generally try to pair weapons with characters that are going to help them fit a role better in my party. It's not to say that I'm not above that as an idea, though, but not... Like, generally speaking, though, I usually go function over form in this game. But that's, you know, in games that allow you to, you know, say choose the skin of something, then, you know, usually, you know, I'll be much more invested in having things look exactly the way I want. Okay, 2112 first hit with that. 20, or no, I think it was 2121, there it was. So crit, and now I need the second hit from the charge for crit and non. I actually don't really need to hit him with that, do I? Of course I missed that. So 6286, or was that 6826? Oh god, I think it was at 6826. Please don't kill him. Okay. Kind of let that one get away from me a little. Reset again. Frickin' Ruin Guard. Have more HP. Let me go back up here. You focused to the game so hard to the point you couldn't get any more Primo Gems? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where most of us, you know, in the AR 50 plus range are. There's not, like, outside of events, you don't really find very many Primo Gems anymore. Oh, and the new, every time they reset the Spiral Abyss, you can get those, obviously. Which is nice as a reliable source of additional Primo Gems every month, or every 3 weeks, I should say. It's definitely nice that they have that set up for us there as well. Which, that'll probably be my next, well, maybe not my next stream. My next stream will probably, my midweek stream will probably be covering, the added events that are coming. And then the stream following that, so next Saturday will probably be climbing the Spiral Abyss for this period. Alright, let's see if I can get that crit. Nope. Or the non-crit hit, I think that was 18 something. I need to get it again. Nope, I keep missing it. Okay, come on. Where is it? 1894, there we go. Okay, so it was 1894 non. And then I think the other hit was 16 or 6,000 something, but I missed that still, so I still have to get that one. Nope. Come on. 6289, there it is. 6289. Alright, good. So now I have everything. I just need to run up the hill. Yeah. So let me go run up the hill and reset this guy so I can record the numbers off the elemental burst that I recorded earlier. And then I can do some final calculations here, and we can kind of get a definitive idea as to what the spread is, what variants there are between these two weapons. Alright, now that he is not aggroed on me anymore, I'm going to go to this window so that Keqing isn't constantly talking at us while I'm doing this as well. Yeah, because that can get annoying. Oh, she's going to keep talking in this window, isn't she? Hang on. Back to this one. Okay. Let's see. I need to open this one. And let's see if I can get these numbers. Alright, so first hit from the elemental burst. So that had to be a crit in the first hit. 4266 181. I need a crit and a non for the regular hits. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. 48 or 486 and 1441. Yeah, I mean the separation in this damage is still pretty significant as well. Almost ran off the screen before getting the last damage. It was 11,338. Okay, 338. Okay. So now I get to do some calculations basically on how all of this stuff came together, which is going to take a few minutes, obviously. I think last time I did this was months ago when I did the Solar Pearl versus Eye of Perception. I think that was when I did that stream, or maybe it was, I think I actually did 2 rounds of that, because I think I came back, no, I did just do, I think it was Solar Pearl versus Eye of Perception, which this is kind of along that same line. It's, one of the, the better free-to-play 4-star weapons versus the cash shop, not cash shop, but the battle pass weapon. So yeah, it was kind of the same idea. Mechanical pencil sounds. yeah, there you go. Enjoy. Regular pencils are, then I'd have to keep a pencil eraser on my desk, or an electric pencil sharpener or something. Did I say eraser? What is wrong with me? I'd have to keep a pencil sharpener on my desk, or an electric pencil sharpener, and all of that would just make even more noise. So I think I'd rather, go for the old mechanical pencil. Just makes this whole situation a little bit easier. Solar Pearl looks so good with Ningguang. You can't help yourself. Yeah, it's definitely a good weapon combination visually for her. I have a contrast with mine, so I have Royal Grimoire on mine. So yellow or gold colors really contrast nicely with blue. So it is actually I think it looks really good with her as well. I think that looks really nice. Anyways, back to Keqing. C3. Electric erasers do they? Do they make those? I didn't know that was a thing. They spin the eraser so it erases for you. Interesting. You hit your head against Abyss for free primos. Either my head or the Abyss wins. I think the Abyss is probably going to win every time if you're hitting your head against it. That can't be good. I can't believe we used to use wooden pencils back in the day. I mean, I still own some wooden pencils, but I don't have any like standard number 2 yellow pencils with erasers on them. They're mostly like art pencils and stuff. Is Royal Grimoire better for Ning than the Widsith? I would say as a damage producer, yes, absolutely it is. The Widsith is kind of inconsistent. So one of the things that I would point out is with the Widsith, the only thing, so it has 3 different bonuses on the Widsith. I know I have one down here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So, no, this is Sacrificial Fragments. Where is it? Am I blind? There it is. So it has, these 3 different abilities that can trigger. While the attack and damage ones will increase her output, the last one, Elemental Mastery, will only increase her shields. So whenever you trigger that one, and it can only trigger one every 30 seconds. Whenever that's the one that's been triggered, your damage is effectively lessened by a solid amount. So you have this opportunity of just flat losing damage production by a noticeable value whenever that one triggers. And for that reason, I don't really much like the Widsith. I don't think it's a bad weapon by any means, but I will always lean in favor of weapons that will give me a smoother damage curve than ones, as compared to ones that will give me these like weirdly flexible ones that will result in me not killing an enemy when I should. Imagine needing to use pencils when you write everything down digitally. I mean, we have a digital pad on my wife's desk over there. I mean, in theory, I could like write everything down on that if I really wanted to, because it has a digital pen and all that stuff. But I have a notebook in front of me that I just use to keep track of all this stuff, and it just makes my life easier for now. At some point in time, I will probably refine this process, but I've already got 2.5 notebooks full of stuff that I've been doing since I started the channel. So I've filled up a whole bunch of notebooks over the past 6 months or so. Which should I use on my Klee and Ningguang? Frostbearer, Eye of Perception, or Royal Grimoire? Lunacy, it's going to depend on which character is your primary DPS and which one is your secondary. Whichever one is your primary, I would put the Royal Grimoire on all day long. Eye of Perception or Frostbearer would be good on your secondary. Frostbearer is not a bad weapon at all either. Keeping in mind this is one of those things where it's going to mostly add extra damage with certain team compositions, though. Whereas the Eye of Perception will give you slightly more reliable damage in any team composition. So unless you're using a team that has cryo characters or cryo units in it, I would go with Eye of Perception for your secondary DPS. But if you have cryo units in your party, then Frostbearer would be good for your secondary. Okay, anyways, I need to crunch out these numbers here. So, I do need to go back. I need to see something. So my crit rate with this weapon is 60.1%, so that's an important thing for me to note. Whereas with the Lion's Roar, she has 34.9. That is a significant loss in stability for crit rate, which is not great, but we'll round those down and up. So 60 for this and 35 for Lion's Roar. Okay. Cool. So now I just have to kind of figure out how all these numbers are playing with each other here. And now that I've already gotten all this stuff written down, it all pretty much comes back to putting it all into a spreadsheet, because I have 1.5 million different spreadsheets that I've used since I've made this channel as well to kind of track data. Most of it's stuff that I've used for the Historia scale primarily, but I have had some other instances where I've used some of this data for other things as well. Fortunately, though, I made an entire spreadsheet for doing my comparisons for the Royal Grimoire versus the Solar Pearl, so I can just copy that into my Keqing spreadsheet and change all my numbers, and that should allow me to pretty much have all the numbers that I need to use here. So I do need to also look at a couple of things here. This is the super interesting part, guys, where I just do a whole bunch of off-screen stuff and just talk. I'm sorry, this is definitely not the most entertaining part of the stream, I know. Distance cries from afar. Did I miss something? Manage getting a 5-star. Yeah, I mean, in general. Here it is again, where I've still been trying to, if you were at the beginning of the stream, I'm still steady struggling to get this frickin' Jade cutter, because the game does not want to give me one. And I'm just sad every day. I like you give advice on characters instead of shutting down ideas or saying blank character is bad. You will say, well, it depends, and give notes. Well, I appreciate it, YouTube. I generally have a strong feeling in this game that every character can be good depending on what you do with them, depending on what weapons you give them. There are no bad characters in Genshin Impact, and that's generally why my attitude for it is to give notes on how to implement what it is that you're trying to do based on the characters that you are using or the weapons you have availability of. I'm probably the first person, or you're probably the first person I've heard say they. I think I might have missed something there. Yeah, I think I missed something on that, BFU. The classic is attack, elemental damage, and crit rate damage. Yeah, so that's generally how you build a primary or secondary DPS, with your goal being 2-to-1 crit damage to crit rate, with a stable crit rate of at least 50% if you can. Breezy J, you'll gladly give you my R2 Jade Cutter for your Jade Spear. I mean, I don't know about all that. That would be an R2 for an R4. I don't think I'd want to do exactly that. Bennett can fit all roles, can't he? Doesn't he usually adventure alone? I mean, so Bennett's definitely a very self-reliant character. That's something that's definitely true of him. Fit all roles, though? I don't know about all that. Okay. Charges 69.93 with second hit. Okay, so I need to also... Oh, man. Over here messing up some of my damage numbers here. Oh, why didn't that should have worked the way I wanted it to, but it did not. Unfortunate. Okay, and then second crit line, 78.31. So it's not a stretch at all to, say that the Lion's Roar definitely, at least on the surface, outproduces with regard to steady crit numbers. So if you have consistent crit already, if you can keep your crit numbers steady with Lion's Roar, at least within the configuration I currently have, you're going to see better damage through Lion's Roar. But ideally, you're going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 50% crit rate. Even I don't have that with my Lion's Roar because my artifacts just haven't really wanted to play ball with me in that regard. Dude, you love your in-game friends. They've been giving me photos. You need even when I can't swap them or swap any at them. Yeah, that is always really nice. And actually, I want to go ahead and say that to anybody in here that's on my friends list, if you've swapped me photos, I want to say thank you, because I know a few of you may or may not be on my friends list. And yeah, so I do appreciate anybody who has sent me photos. I'm actually already done with the event. So at this point, any photos I get, I'm just going to be swapping to other people because I just don't really need them right now. Is Jade Cutter good for Keqing? Oh, absolutely. Jade Cutter would be, honestly, I feel like Jade Cutter is probably going to be best in slot for an Electro Keqing, because its crit rate is really high. It's like 44% or something. I'd be pushing near 80% crit rate on Keqing right now with similar attack numbers to Lion's Roar. The only thing I lose is the 36% bonus that I get. So, or 20% bonus or 30 or 40% bonus. So, but the stability and crit rate is so much higher, and the scaling of the weapon is so much higher that I suspect it will cut down the disparity in damage by a good portion, allowing it to definitively outdamage any of the 4-star options without much effort. I suspect even at R1 it should be capable of doing that. All right, so with those numbers, all right, so Lion's Roar, at least within the current configuration, produced 1,500 more crit on charges. Yeah, on average, yeah, it's pretty much exactly 1,500 damage more on Lion's Roar in your charged attacks. Let's see, with regard to Elemental Burst, I have to do some added damage here first, because that's also going to play a factor in this as well. And you know, the elemental burst damage isn't, it's really not that bad by comparison, but I do have to, you know, take note of, you know, how many hits are crits and how many hits are not as well with these, because if I don't do that, then I'll be missing out on some important details. Anything with physical damage bonus is useless, basically. Well, I don't know if I would say that. There are definitely characters who are good if you want to build them with physical damage, but you do need to make sure that you focus the entirety of the character that way. So this is one of the things where one of the charts that I made recently kind of shows an exploration of what stats go up when you add elemental bonus or attack or physical damage. And so the thing to keep in mind is if you have something like a physical damage weapon, then you want to absolutely use a physical damage goblet. If you don't, then you're wasting the opportunity that's been gained by picking up that physical damage weapon. And you're only going to like build your character into this weird hybrid spot where your white damage kind of works for you and your elemental attacks kind of work for you, but you're using your weapon and your goblet against each other for different purposes, and so your character is being pulled in so many different directions that you can't really positively identify the use of the character, which is not really a great way to build any character, honestly. Now, there are exceptions to that. There are some characters which will still continue to make good use of physical options and allow you to build them in other ways, but for the most part, it's not something I would recommend that you do. There are many more enemy with bigger physical resistance than elemental resistance. I mean, the Ruin Guards have really high physical resistance, and that does make a problem for physical characters, for sure. You recently saw a Fizz Keqing from a streamer ripping apart the cube event. Was impressive. Yeah, so that, you know, physical Keqing can be really good. But here's the thing to keep in mind about building a character such as physical Keqing is, it's again, you have to have it's not just about the character, it's about the team that you've built them with. You need to have a supporting cast of other characters that will help her shine in that role. Basically, if you're building a physical Keqing and you're not sitting on a team like Cryo Resonance that will give you lots of opportunities to trigger Superconduct on demand to give her consistent Superconduct and stable crit rate, then you're missing out on how to maximize that character. And these are, you know, some of the nuances that some people kind of miss out when they're trying to build those characters that way. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Flashbacks to accidentally pushing a Chief Hilly Churl off a cliff. I've pushed Chief Hilly Churls off the cliff. Actually, I want to say the one that's kind of nearby me here many times. But also, sadly, I've fallen off with him a few times, too, which is, you know, the worst. Because he teleports right back up to the top. But you have to climb back up, which is just the worst. Anyways, let's see here. So, I need to get these numbers balanced out. So I need an average of all of these numbers. I think it's it should be 8 hits. Yep, that's 8. I need 1992 on this. These are the crit ones. So I need a percentage of all of this. Do you play with Lion's Roar? Thus far, I have, for the most part. My Lion's Roar is also R5, so it's better than my Black Sword right now. But I'm trying to discover whether or not definitively Black Sword actually will be better. I know I really do think that it will be definitively better. But with it being R1 compared to the R5 Lion's Roar that I have right now, it just does not perform, I don't think, quite as well. However, consistence can sometimes, you know, even though the numbers are lower, kind of lie to you. You can actually be producing better damage over a period of time, you know, as opposed to relying on, you know, a crit rate that is half what it could be, because that's pretty much exactly the situation. I have 35% crit rate with my Lion's Roar and, you know, 60% crit rate with my Black Sword. The crit rate difference is enormous. You're extremely impulsive, so whenever you have 160 Primo gems, you go spend them on Xiao Banner, because Primos are actually pretty to get. I think you meant pretty easy to get. I guess it depends on the situation that you're in, but yeah, I kind of see why you would say that. All right, so let's see. Okay, so 3 of them would be this. All right, so I'm still working on adding up some of these numbers here, guys, so bear with me while I'm totaling up this stuff. This is this part always just takes a little while. Super exciting, like I said, I know. Okay, because right now I'm totaling up the damage that the elemental bursts have the potential to do with their respective crit rates on average, so that I can kind of figure out whether or not the variance between these two weapons is already working for me or not. And then this will also help me figure out whether or not it's likely that it will overtake. I do feel like it will overtake, though. And like I said, one of those most important things about the Black Sword is going to be the fact that you can pretty much use your Keqing with almost any party with a Black Sword. Whereas with Lion's Roar, you pretty much just want to be with Pyro characters, because otherwise you're just going to be messing up your bonuses on a regular basis. And that's not exactly ideal. That's definitely one of those situations where, you know, you'll end up in trouble for that. Missing. Okay, no, never mind. I have that number. Okay. For a second, I thought I was missing a number that I needed, but nope, I've got it. Okay, so for this one, I need to create another thing here. Okay. Oh, I actually did miss a number from this. RIP. If I didn't add the extra final hit damage, which is pretty substantial. That's a massive number to be overlooked. Can't do that. That's definitely an important one. All right, that should add that number to it. There we go. Now I've got it. Okay. So with Lion's Roar, it looks as if the max potential damage that I'm getting from it, from on average that I should see after its usage, is 25,099 damage with Keqing set up the way it is now from popping her elemental burst, which is not bad. It's definitely not, you know, like Mona numbers or Zhongli numbers, but it's not bad. Her elemental burst isn't like, it's a 40 second or a 40 energy cooldown elemental burst anyways. It's not like, and mine's only it's only constellation 5 or not constellation. It's only been, its talent level is only 5. It isn't leveled up as much as I would like it to be still as well. So I have a little bit of work to do on that as well. So it's not as if it's exactly in an ideal spot, but it's certainly not performing poorly either. All right, so, and then with, I need 60% of these. All right, so 1441. And then once I finish calculating these numbers, I'm probably going to go ahead and start killing a few bosses and using up some resin that I have. But I'll probably lead with going over and attacking the what is it, the Primo Vishap, because I haven't killed him yet today. Okay. I do think I am... Okay, so the elemental burst for Black Sword, the way it is set up right now, even though my crit rate's significantly higher and on the average, its production is still 5,000 damage less. It's 20,001 damage. So it's 5,000 less right now. I'd be very interested to see... I still have to do the normal damage takeaway, so like a, you know, a sampling of normal attacks, which I'm working on right now. That will only take a minute. That is much easier for me to tally up because I've actually got a spreadsheet that I built that helps me punch those numbers up. So that's a lot easier. Her elemental burst was kind of a special case, which resulted in me having to kind of make something on the fly to get that to work, but that's okay. And okay, I need 2 more 1011s. All right, and then almost there. I'm calculating the Black Sword normals first. 3981, 2301, 4899, and then these 3000s again. Okay, that's not bad, although the data isn't exactly relevant until I've completed the comparison in totality, but almost there. Back to the chat here for a second. Can't I live in Deluxe Winery? You know, that brings me to something I hadn't thought about in a little while, C3. there were some people saying, I want to say, I can't remember if it was something that came out from the developers before the game released, where they were saying that they might be working on a housing system for the game. I want to say it was maybe one of the developer interviews before the game released where they were talking about that possibly being, in the works. And that would be amazing if they built some kind of a housing system. Well, with all the different kinds of materials and stuff that we can already farm throughout the world, this would give them an opportunity also for us to be able to maybe go and have the ability to chop trees and stuff for building furniture for our houses. Me as a content creator, I would love to do that because it would allow me to make houses that I can reconfigure to use for different shots and lore videos. On a personal level, I would super love to do that. It's something that I really hope that they do go forward with that system. It was when I heard that they were considering it, I think it was one of the developer interviews before the game released. I was really excited about it, and it's something I hadn't thought about until you just said that now for quite some time. And we haven't heard anything about it in a really long time at this point. And I'm hoping that they're still working on that. Because if they're not, well, I would be really sad. You suck at building, you can't even build in The Sims 2. Well, I mean, The Sims 2 is a really super old game, man. Might I suggest a newer iteration of The Sims? If you're struggling, maybe something more modern might help you out a little bit. Just maybe a little bit. Okay. Just about got the normal damage numbers done here, and then we'll have a good idea kind of where this is all falling. Wow, that's a pretty big difference. Okay. Hang on, I need to check one more thing here. Interesting. Okay. I need to check on, 16 hits per 10 seconds. I want to say Mona's was 17. Yep. So Keqing and Mona actually have very similar attack speeds overall for their normal attacks, which is just an interesting observation. But Keqing's attack speed is pretty quick. I'm just trying to make sure I've got everything done up here correctly. Yeah. So what that means is I need to cut out these numbers. There we go. Okay, so right now, the way it is set up, my Lion's Roar is producing from normal attacks, on average, 5,300, 416 damage over 10 seconds. That's 5,342 damage per second on average. That's within an ideal composition, whereas my Black Sword currently, even with the 60% crit rate, is only producing 4,094 damage average over 10 seconds. So that's its DPS average is 4,095. It's actually producing 40,948 damage on average over 10 seconds. So you can see I'm getting a difference of about 13,000 damage over 10 seconds right now. This makes me want to check something, though. I want to see if this average will reduce if I bring it to, say, over 30 seconds, which should be something I can do. Give me just a minute here, and I will be able to tell you. So that should be over 30 seconds. Just gotta get it to actually calculate all this stuff here. Hang on. Okay, I need it to go up to a very different line on this, because I feel like this number may actually shrink. Like right now, it seems like it's definitely outproducing. Oh, Miri. How's it going, Miri? You knew I was a munchkin, but you're impressed with the extent and rigor. Well, I appreciate it, Miri. And thanks for coming into the stream tonight. Hope everything's going well over there in DC. I don't know if you guys are getting all the snow that we're missing, but if you are, I hope it's either amazing or exactly as not annoying as you want it to be, depending on whatever the situation that's been built up is. You're going to start asking for pet slimes in their surveys. You know, a pet slime actually would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Right now, you know, we've got just our little, you know, floaty Sealy guys, but I think some slimes would be pretty cool. I'd be all about that. All right. So anyways, continuing back with this. Need to bring this back to, okay, 58. And then on this side, also to 58. And then this should help me see what the actual damage total comes out to be over 30 seconds instead. Interesting. Huh. I don't see how that could possibly be the case. Interesting. This might not be working the way I want it to. You mishearing my voice mostly. And Keqing's design is an attack on you specifically. Lots of snow, but it's melted now. Yeah, I was talking with my wife earlier about the Keqing thing that you you're talking about now, and she showed me the message that you wrote, and it was hilarious. You want a pet hydro slime so bad. You know, it would be really interesting if they gave us like a pet slime that, you know, if enemies, you know, used a particular element on us, like, you know, maybe they wouldn't die from the reactions, but if they still had some kind of impact as a result of the reactions, it would be pretty funny, I think. Do I need to... Okay, now that I've got these numbers all set up, I have to take one more little combination of this stuff over here. So much off-screen stuff happening. Oh boy. Super exciting, guys. I know. I appreciate you guys sticking with me on this. I know that the numbers crunching aspect of this probably isn't the most exciting portion, but I appreciate your sticking with it nonetheless. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it does seem over... Yeah, it does seem as this continues to build up that it loses a little bit of this. Hang on, I'm trying to make sure everything is calculating off of the right numbers as it should, so stand by. But it does look like as time pushes on, this kind of narrows a little bit, which makes sense given the full context of this. Okay, looks like everything should be good. Yeah, so interesting. So over 30 seconds, the Black Sword is maintaining this 48.95 average, but the Lion's Roar dropped to 51.14 average because it's losing out on some of that average crit rate. You know, they're going. The numbers are going down. Hang on, I think I messed something up here, guys. Hang on. Yeah, there was a. That's why I'm seeing a discrepancy. I think it might actually still result in a similarity here, but I think I messed up something. Hang on. Let me make sure this is working the way. No, it's right. I still had it the right way. Okay, so false alarm. Wait, maybe. Hang on. No, I was right. Okay, I did mess something up. Stand by. Well, I'm glad I noticed the error, because otherwise I would have been reporting numbers that weren't actually correct. So that's good. Okay. 51.45. Okay, no, I mean, that does still seem to be dropping a bit. So now I need my Black Sword numbers. And then after this, like I said, I'm going to head out into the other bosses that I haven't yet done this evening. Okay. So this is from 58. Okay. All right. Yeah, so, okay, so the average from Black Sword, over 30 seconds, I'm getting 40 damage per second, as opposed to the Lion's Roar, which is getting 45 damage per second on the average. So it does lose a little bit of its bite over time, and it does start to close up. So you get the situation where the crit stability intuitively will overcome, even with R1 compared to R5. But I don't know how long a battle you would have to be in order to produce this. It would be a pretty long battle in order for it to overcome. But I also do believe that you can already see that these numbers are going to... you're going to sit in a situation where the Black Sword will overtake probably by like R3 on this Lion's Roar that I already have at a much easier time. But right now, if you have good pyro characters to build with your Lion's Roar, and your Lion's Roar has high refinement, I would go with the Lion's Roar. If you have a Black Sword and a Lion's Roar that is roughly the same, I would go with the Black Sword, because the consistency of damage production across the whole curve is going to be much, much more even. That's what I would stick with. So I would say definitively at this time, Black Sword's definitely, because the way the numbers are kind of slowly easing out, because the Black Sword has a smoother curve, you're going to get better numbers from a higher refinement Black Sword than a Lion's Roar. And that's not a surprising result. That's pretty much what I expected to see when it started. But I have an R5 Lion's Roar and an R1 Black Sword right now, which results in, you know, kind of going the other way for the time being. But it, like I said, it won't remain that way. You'll definitely want to make a swap if you can get a high refinement Black Sword. You're going to see better from that for sure. Miri, don't eat the Paimon. Eat what if you want to? What if you want to eat the Paimon? She's emergency food. Eat the Paimon. Oceanid is easy to murder, though. You do it daily. Why would you... you murder Oceanid daily? Are you trying to level up some Hydro characters, possibly? That it's like feasibly to me the only reason why one might do that. Anyways, so let's continue on to the Geovishap boss, because I need to get some more enhancement materials for Xiao, because he's not quite where I need him to be yet. During these events, they should give us at least one 5-star Stella Fortuna for a free constellation for our 5-star characters, like they do with the crown. Yeah, you know, I would like to see them give us some more enhancement items for our skills. That would be really nice, actually. I agree with that. Okay, but pet birds like Deluxe bird or Timmy's birds. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't killed Timmy's birds yet today. I need to. Oh, hey, I almost killed myself. That would have been embarrassing. Just taking a nice little glide tumble for no reason at all. That would definitely be unfortunate. Use Black Sword because you have bad luck with crit rate. I mean, the great thing about crit rate weapons is that it gives you that opportunity to stabilize your crit damage production, you know, through a nice smooth curve much more easily. All right, so over to my Zhongli party here for the duration of this boss. Hopefully I get 3 of the items I need for Xiao, which way I'll only have to do this once.
Stabilize.
All right. Oh, that was an accident. And okay, now we're in business. And keep it going. Yeah, this boss is pretty much a joke with a decent Geo party for shields purposes. It's you take no damage pretty much, and you just produce reliable damage across the entire fight. And since the whole idea of this boss is kind of to keep regular shields going, it's just having this party set up for it already made this just like hilariously easy. Oh hey, I misplaced my my Blossom or my Isotoma thing there. So my Zhongli is getting even better damage these days because of the higher damage on my spear, which is really nice as well. This boss is just no big deal at all anymore. With my other parties, he's pretty rough. Nice, I got 3, so that'll be good for my ascension on Xiao. And of course this has defense. You know, I can't remember the last time I got a Wanderer's Troop item that wasn't pretty much just garbage. Unfortunate. Anyways, so that'll be good for Xiao. I do think I need a whole bunch of flowers though for Xiao. I'm kind of in trouble with regard to that right now. Let's see. Okay, so I got that. Yeah, I need a whole bunch of Jinsen flowers. I'm pretty sure I have these on hand. I can just go craft those. But these I don't have. I'm gonna have to look up a map and go hunt these things out, because I do not have what I need for that. So I need to pull up the interactive map and then go hunt for these things. Yeah, here it is. I actually already got it pulled up as the primary material on there because it was the last thing I was hunting for a day or two ago, which means there's probably a whole bunch of them that aren't still up or something. That would be my luck. Depends on if it was yesterday or the day before. I don't honestly remember. Everything's a blur. I've been working on this theory video for so long now that my brain is fried. Oh, you have a burning hatred for Oceanid, and the Xingqiu, and Xingqiu, he exists. Yeah, I feel that. Also, R5 Black Sword rivals an R1 or even R2 Jade Cutter in terms of cost to performance ratio. That makes sense. I could definitely see why that would happen. But of course, the amount of time that you would have to put into just taking black swords is not insignificant for sure. Like you're gonna have to take so many black swords from the battle pass in order to produce that result that it might feel like, you know, like a bit of a, you know, an over investment. And I'm not saying that it is, but it might come off as feeling that way a little bit. Vega, at this point you're 99.9% sure the last boss is going to be Timmy for all his suffering. Well, you know what, I think it's time. It's time for my twice weekly stream culling of Timmy's birds. Let's see. Now, I don't know about you guys, but every now and then Timmy's birds see me coming from an awkward distance and fly away. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but it's definitely something that seems to happen to me with weird irregularity. Let's see. Oh, that storm passed really fast. Okay. Let's continue up here. Okay. We got birds. Hang on. I want to give myself a slightly better vantage. Sorry, Klee. We're going to take Albedo here for a moment. Yes, in the field research. That. There's like one weirdly red pigeon in there. Oh, I missed one. No. Well, oh, hey, where did that one come from? Oh, I missed him. Oh, well. Still plenty of these anyways. And I think I am going to... Klee and Diluc are essentials for my TH team. Yeah, I mean, they are my go-to pyro resonance producers for sure. They're, you know, they've been with me kind of since the beginning too. Like I've had them, you know, in my primary parties for a long time. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. Let's see if I can pigeon blast from here. Pigeon blasting. Oh. Did he just jump out of the way? I think that pigeon saw that one coming. Am I just barely missing that? just barely missing this pigeon. Come on. Okay, I'm not quite close enough. I think I gotta get a little bit closer without scaring the pigeon away. Yeah, I got him. And the other one's gone. Klee is getting a little bit more twisted in her blasting. There's no fish down here, so I can't really, you know, finish up with some fish blasting over there, but the intent was there. Anyways, so let's go back to this party for now. And I need to go get some Chinsen flowers, but I also do need to farm. I need to burn up my, oh, I need to turn this in. I need to burn up my resin, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the domain for the Anemo artifacts, because I do still need to get better artifacts for my Xiao. He's got okay artifacts, but there's definitely some that are just bad. And until I've stabilized those, I'm you know, kind of hesitant to continue to level them up. I did get one that was pretty decent this week that I was really surprised that I scored. Because how often do you ever get crit rate, attack percent, and Anemo bonus damage, as well as attack flat on the same item? And it's an Anemo goblet to boot. Like this, like, I think I've only got 2 items that I can say this of. I've got this, and I've got Mona's goblet, which is literally like a god tier perfect goblet, kind of. But this, it, like, I couldn't believe it when it happened. I was like, what? Like, Anemo bonus damage, Anemo bonus damage, Anemo goblet. Oh, okay. And it has crit rate and attack, and then it rolled, you know, crit rate at the end here. Like, yeah, it was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take this. So that one's really good. This is just terrible, though. It's crit damage. I want crit rate on it. So I'm just gonna have to keep going until I get a crit rate circlet for him, or rather a better set of substats. This is not great either. It doesn't have crit rate on it either, and neither do any of these. And of course, you know, I could level them up and see if it pulls them. This one, they don't really have the ideal substats. I want crit rate and crit damage on things before I start leveling them at this point. I get pretty picky about whether or not I should do that. So I am going to go back over there and continue farming. Leah knows they would lose out an all-out war against Angry Fatui. Yeah, well, through the game lore, we do know that that Snezhnaya has the most powerful army in all of Teyvat. So there is that. Wow. Yeah, that was definitely an artifact that I was super surprised and happy that I picked up for sure. Lolly Revolution, LOLTH, can't speak today. You're right, I can't. I don't know what's going on. Like, I keep tripping over my words. Maybe it's a good thing. Like, something ended up coming up midday for me. I was going to be recording the audio for the theory video that I'm working on today, and I didn't end up getting to do it because something came up, and it was important. It needed to be addressed, but I didn't get to do it today. But maybe, what with how like inarticulate I am, that maybe it was good that I didn't get to do it today. Maybe it'll just make going through it tomorrow a little bit easier. We'll see. Oh, we got Venti in the chat. Dane is a strange guy. How the heck did he know who I really was? I don't know when I'll be coming back. I just go with where the wind lead. What do you mean? Also, Venti, don't you remember telling Danes like 500 years ago about the story of his kin? I'm not going to go any further into that statement, but you guys will know what I'm talking about in a few days when I finish my video. How do I get enough Primo Gems to wish that many times? You give it a little swipity. Alright, let's get this thing going here. Oh, okay, I can just get knocked down like multiple times by that. That's cool too. Alright, so I did not have strictly the greatest start on this one, and my Zhongli is getting eaten up. That's fine, though. These guys are just striking me in the back, but fine. This is cool, they'll die quick enough. Yeah, I don't know, like the positioning of all these enemies is kind of weird on this one, and I'm just not really hitting my stride this time for whatever reason. Move it over here. This should have been much easier than this. I don't know, like they were just like weirdly spaced. It's fine, I guess I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, but I feel like that ran like way longer than it needed to. I've had runs on this under 60 seconds. That one got weird. Condensed resin. Mona's voice line about Venti will forever haunt you. That's an interesting one for sure. Oh, hey, I got two. Let's see. Oh. Yes. I cannot believe I just complained about needing to get this and I got it on my first go. Let's see if this is any good. Oh my god. I got two really good artifacts in one run. And they were both artifacts that Xiao needed. Wow. Okay. Let's what just happened? What just happened? I am really excited that this just happened because that's going to make my life a great deal easier with producing, you know, some better stats for my Xiao. So let's go back to that team. And I have streamer luck. I mean, I don't really think I have streamer luck. If I had streamer luck, I'd have a Jade Cutter right now, but and maybe also Chi-Chi. But I feel like artifacts have been treating me well lately. I am definitely tossing that one in the garbage can. All right, swap, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use that one as fodder for this one. What do we get? Nice, it went into crit rate already too. I'll take that. Cool. If it touches crit rate one more time, this one will be in a really good spot. That's good. I like it. I'm really happy with how that one ended up working out. The other great thing about that feather being so good is I'm using this like kind of goofy Maiden's one, and now I can replace it with this, and all 5 of his pieces will be Viridescent Venerer, which gives me some flexibility to replace any of his other pieces with just any good artifact I find. Not to mention this one, like I said, is just not really good. It was just something I had, so I can get rid of it. Lock that so I don't make some kind of mistake at some point in the future. And I'm just going to go ahead and fodder that one out too, because why not? Let's see what I pick up. Defense. Meh. And it leveled up HP, so I didn't really hit any of the good substats I wanted to on that one. So that's kind of sad, but I'll take it nonetheless. It picked up decent, it started with decent subs, so that's still okay for now. So we'll kind of see how that ends up working. Nuclear RN Jesus, yes. Sometimes you simply must give it up to that. All right, so with that done, I think he's kind of sitting on, at least for now, sitting on better artifacts, and I should have enough other artifacts in here to where I can swap this one out with something that will be more ideal. This has, well, crit rate, energy recharge. Crit rate, energy recharge. I've got to have one in here that's got crit rate and crit damage, right? I have to have at least one somewhere that's not already in use from somebody. This one's crit rate, energy recharge in an empty slot. Maybe if I enhance that one. This one's got both. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just give him this one because it has both. Oh no, I want to keep that one locked, and the one that he just had on him I'm going to use as fodder into this one. And let's see what it picks up. Maybe hopefully attack or attack flat, that would be ideal. Nice, attack percent. What is even happening tonight? Like, everything is like, I'm getting really good artifact rolls tonight, guys. Ooh, wow. This is good times. This is good times. Like, this is setting up my Xiao to actually have a surprisingly stable build, like my Keqing ended up with. Like, this is good. This is really good. I'm gonna be in a much better spot than I was before. I think this is definitely gonna help out. Okay, so with that achieved, I guess what I'm going to do next is, instead of going back into the Viridis and Venerer one, because I kind of don't need to now, I can go over into this one, because I do need to farm that one a few more times. Let me see how... I think I still have 2 condensed resin, maybe 1 or 2. 2. Yeah, so I can go over there and farm up some of these, because I still need both Klee and Diluc to have proper artifact builds. Like, they have okay builds, but they don't really have optimized builds. So I'm going to go back over here and see what I can pick up over here. Speaking of Barbara. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Over on my community tab for my channel, I put up a poll today regarding which character lore video you guys want me to make next. I just put it in a link in the chat. If you haven't followed it up, I recommend that you do. Go over and vote for which character lore video you'd like me to do next. I should specify each of these will be individual videos, so it's not like I'll be making an Albedo and Klee video. It will be an Albedo video and a Klee video, a Jean video and a Barbara video. Like, they're still going to be separate videos, but they will be a bit more cohesive than they would have been otherwise, because of the way I'm approaching them, because they're siblings, and these characters, you know, as sibling pairs, you only really learn the full story about these characters if you understand both of them. So I will be, you know, basically whichever one wins, that'll be the one I do first. Whichever one comes in second, that'll be the pair I do second. Whichever pair comes in third, that'll be the pair I do last. So if you guys haven't voted, please do that, because right now Albedo and Klee are way ahead. That's not all that surprising to me anyways. Pretty much everybody loves Albedo and Klee, so I'm not surprised that ended up being the case. Let me bring, this team to this one, but I do need to swap the location of these two. Okay, here we go. Keqing. Yeah, I would love to do a story for that character. We don't know as much about that character as I would like us to know before jumping into that. At some point, I feel like we will know. You're like, eat my cake. I did eat the cake. You actually get the cake back when you eat it, though. So yeah, you don't lose it whenever you get your first one. It just comes back. You should make more polls, even nonsense polls. They say YouTube traffic is based on is biased to those polls. Yeah, actually, Lunacy, I just learned that recently. Which is one of the reasons why I made the poll today. And I've got another one coming out tomorrow, and probably another one within a few days of that. So yeah, I've got a lot of polls planned for the future. Because yeah, I think that there may be some kind of like a glitch or something I was reading about YouTube polls that are kind of like resulting in like increased traffic to channels that are heavily utilizing them or something. And lately, my traffic seems to have kind of backed off a little bit, and it might be because I took so long making my mechanics videos that I kind of paid for it. But hopefully, with the me getting back into lore content regularly, it'll kind of help to start balancing things back out. But we'll kind of see how that ends up working out. Anyways, so let's get these going. I feel like, don't you take damage whenever you use melt or something in this one? I don't remember. I feel like I have like this uncomfortable feeling that I shouldn't be on Ganyu for some reason. I don't remember why. It's not a big deal. I'll live. Oh, okay. I thought I was for sure out of range of that. Oh, and that. Both of those went very poorly. Like, I feel like everything is kind of out of position today. Like, I'm just not getting like good clustering from the enemies or something, and it's resulting in me getting some kind of like weird kill profiles that are taking way longer than they should. That's fine. Just keep shooting this one until he's out of his shield. I don't want him shooting me in the back. There we go. Well, now these guys should die really fast. Yeah, he's toast. And the last one's over there now. Let's go ahead and get him out of his little bubble. Oh, come on, you can't just teleport out of that right away. That's not okay. That attack is super annoying.
Written in the stars.
Oh, whatever. Oh, that really hurt. Ow. God, that took way longer than it should. Oh, I was also standing there for a little while at the beginning, though. I forgot about that. Gotta clean that run up a little bit. Okay, condensed resin. Grand, yep. Alice sees Albedo as an adopted son. Yeah, she does. Oh, wow. Okay, I got... This is Crimson Witch of Flame. I've actually already got a really good one of these, so that doesn't matter. This is Crimson Witch of Flames. Attack percent and crit damage. That's not bad. That's really not bad. This is, ooh. And attack sans... it's not very good, though. The substats are kind of meh. I guess it would depend on what it picks up in the last one as to whether or not this one would actually be useful in any meaningful way. We'll kind of see. What's Barbara's best catalyst? I would mostly recommend just putting, like, so there's an R3 catalyst that you can use to, generate buffs from, which is nice. But in general, like, if you don't want to use an R3 weapon, or not an R3, but a 3-star weapon, I should say, then really anything with energy recharge on Barbara, because she's a healer, that's what you really want her to be useful for. That's what I would use. TH2, I think Dainsliff was small like Paimon before. No, I don't. So the theory that I'm actually, like, really deep into production with right now, I kind of discuss more about what I believe Dainsliff's background to be. And so I don't really necessarily think that, like, everybody, that is a traveling companion is necessarily small. Could it be possible? Sure, it could, but I don't suspect that is his background. No, at least not at this time. Just based on the things that we have heard from him and the motivations that we see of this character at this time, I don't think that was ever really kind of his past. We just so happened to have ourselves a little bite-size emergency food companion. I don't think, I really don't think Lumine's companion was bite-size, as it were. Okay, let's see if I can get this one to shield down quick. Cool. Small Dane. I've definitely seen some pretty nice fan art, though, of people who have drawn, like, a little, like, tiny Dainsliff, alongside Lumine, which I thought were pretty cool. Okay. These guys always teleport right after I throw that down. Fortunately, he still teleported into the edge of it, so it really didn't make much of a difference for him, did it? Oh god, I hate that attack so much. It does so much damage. Alright, there we go. I really feel like, if I brought, like, Venti or something instead, yeah, if I brought Venti to this, it would probably be better. And that's one of the other things. I do actually need to continue running the Viridescent domain, because I've only got one decent Viridescent Venerer set, and I really would like to have 3. But I do really want to get my... both of those are kind of terrible. I really do want to get my my Klee and my Diluc built properly, finally. Like, they've always been built, since they're secondary and kind of damage dealer, like, support characters for me. They don't really, like, need to be super well built, but I'd like them to be. It will definitely help me out in the long run with other aspects of things. Oh, I appreciate it, you guys. If you're in the stream, thank you for your extra photos. Alright, let me take this as well. I think I have a few more minutes until I can transfer my my existing resin into another condensed resin. But let's see if it'll be worthwhile for me to do it that way or not. Yeah, minute 40. Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and make another condensed resin since I'm only one resin away. Currently, you have 70 sacrificial. You have a level 70 sacrificial sword on a level 70 Chi-Chi, and you get around 100 to 1200 damage per hit. Is that good? I don't think that's bad. I mean, not for Chi-Chi anyways. I mean, she's not really like a great damage dealer in the first place, so I don't really think that that's bad damage. And of course, you want Chi-Chi to have really high attack as a stat, and just building straight attack doesn't necessarily result in really high damage hit for hit anyways. So you're gonna end up, with a situation where you kind of get like these weird, like kind of false positive situations. I appreciate it, Actress. Thank you. More free photos. Thank you. Dainsliff is asking about Lemon and his quest when he mentioned someone thinking being similar to the Traveler, which is our sibling because he changes from he or she. Yeah, that is definitely one of the things that that a lot of people are noticing, is that the gender changes based on what character you picked. So we do know that he was definitely traveling with our sibling, which is pretty cool, really, when you think about it. It was a nice surprise that ended up being the outcome of one of the things that we learned from that quest, is that he definitely does have a relationship with our sibling, or did have a relationship with our sibling. It doesn't seem like they do anymore, but they definitely did at one point in time. All right, so one more condensed resin. All right, so I'd trade a yellow or red for a brown. Okay, I think. Let me see what I got, Atreus. Hang on. If you're in here, hang on. He wants a yellow or a red for a brown. Okay, yeah, I got a brown. Hang on. Photo swap. Let's see. There you are. Enjoy. It's the only one I got.
Should we really?
We believe in you, C3. To watch. You usually fall asleep round 3. Maybe you'll be able to watch the whole stream. Yeah, I mean, I'll be wrapping up the stream in about 25 minutes. So you're pretty close. You're pretty close, bud. So which is best for Electro Keqing, because you don't have Lion's Roar? Ginto, the way the results kind of came out was, if you have a high refinement Lion's Roar and a low refinement Black Sword, use the Lion's Roar. But if you have an even refinement of either, use the Black Sword. Additionally, Lion's Roar is really only ideally useful for Venti in a party that is built, or not, did I say Venti? I was looking at the chat and seeing Venti talking, and I said Venti. What just happened to my brain? Like, I don't know, it's just flying away. Anyways, so you need a team that has pretty much just Electro and Pyro users if you're using Lion's Roar. Because if you have other elements, the moment one of those other elements makes contact with the enemy, you no longer have the benefit of the extra 36% damage on your Lion's Roar for your Keqing. And if you're using her as your primary DPS, you guys are laughing at me for being dumb, then, it's going to put you in a non-ideal situation. So, Black Sword is going to outproduce Black Sword, or oh my god, Black Sword's going to outproduce Black Sword. Black Sword will outproduce Lion's Roar at even refinement, without question. And Black Sword, even over a long duration of time, even it at R1 compared to R5, will outproduce over a long period of time because of the stability and the crit rate. So in a short period of time, the burst of the Lion's Roar will result in more damage. But over, say a few minutes, if you're fighting like a boss over a long period of time, you're going to end up with more damage production because you have a smoother curve. So that is also something to be mindful of. All right, so back to my Zhongli party, because I'm going back to the Viridescent Venerer for the last one. I cannot talk. I can't even say Triforce Rich. Oh my god, what is happening? I've been drinking with Venti. No, I haven't. It's okay, you'll get it, TH. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Press F for Historia's brain. My God. Yeah, that might not be the worst idea at this point. What did we get over here? Oh, appreciate you, Atreus. Thank you. But then in the trailer, Lumen got sent away and she was running in the ruins. How could they travel together? So, Eric, that is something that I have already written about and addressed in my upcoming theory video. So, hang on just a couple more days. Hopefully, maybe no more than 2 to 3 days for the release of that, and you'll learn what the way I feel that went down. Black Sword undamages Black Sword indeed. Yeah, and my brain outdamages all things right now because it's apparently coming apart at the seams right now. My brain is just incapable of utilizing full processing power this evening. I mean, thank God I can still, you know, left click, because I certainly can't, you know, articulate a proper sentence this evening. At least not in any meaningful capacity. Alright, let's crush this guy here. Nice, nice. Get Oz back on the field too. I just ran straight over that thing. God, this party does so much damage. That was still... I might have been standing around for a minute or something. Like, I've had, like, sub 60-second runs with this party in here. And, like, I don't know, like, if the clustering of the enemies just isn't working out right or something. I don't know what's happening. Poor TH sounds like someone's ready to retire for the night. Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a long day. You know, I've gotten so many Venerer items tonight, I kind of forgot that this one can give you these. Oh, hey, look, a cryo bonus damage Maiden's Goblet. It doesn't... I mean, it's attack and energy recharge. If it picks up crit rate or something, that wouldn't be bad. Defense. It's got good substats, but terrible main stats, so yeah, it's pretty useless. But, hey, I got some pretty good artifacts from the first pass, so I definitely can't complain. And that will allow me to go ahead and enhance some of the artifacts that I have on my Xiao. So I should go ahead and do that so that I can get him a little bit more more established here. I think what I'll do, I do need to continue leveling up this one because this one will improve his overall damage production whenever I have him on the field. I still need to get his weapon to level 80 as well. That'll definitely be important to achieve. But for now, this will have to do. Dainsliff is so strong because he probably ate a Paimon. Because remember, he says that floating thing is a good thing to have while traveling. I think what he meant was a companion is a good thing to have while traveling. I don't necessarily think he meant, like, you know, that thing that it's a good snack to have around. I mean, emergency food is certainly useful for that specific purpose. Timeless moron, English is a thing. Wait a minute. I mean, is it though? Maybe. Okay, nice. Let's get... Come on, something good. Okay, attack on that one. So... This is not... It's definitely not a bad artifact. It's got attack, it's got crit rate. If it hits crit rate again in the last level, I'll be really, really happy. It's picked up a little bit more HP than I would have liked to have seen, but, you know, it's coming along. I need more crit, because right now his crit's kind of terrible. 38.5. I mean, his crit damage isn't great either, but I still have a lot of artifacts to roll and a lot of levels to gain on this, and he's still not even, you know, leveled up very far yet. I still need to get a bunch of Chinsen flowers so that I can ascend him to the next level. And this is one of those other painful things I have going on right now. I need to actually ascend him past 70, because I am, in fact, sitting at 1 fate away from being able to do a 10 roll on this. I was hoping to actually do it tonight on the stream, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Mostly because I just didn't get quite far enough into this. Let me see if there's any other character I might be able to achieve that with this evening. No, I don't think so. Let's see. I think she's already ascended, isn't she? No, I don't have enough of these either. I don't think Noelle's far enough along. No, she's definitely not far enough along. Well, if I can craft these, I actually could. Let me see if I can craft 2 of those, and then I can just level up Noelle and get my freebie 10 roll. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see. Lolly Revolution, 10 roll, do it. Alright, hang on. Let me see if I can craft 2 of those Geo pieces, and then if I can, then I will. Can I make 2? Oh, I can make 2. Let's do this. Let's see. Okay, so that means I can ascend Noelle. No, not level. Oh, wait, I would have to level her up. Oh, no. I didn't even think about that. She's not high enough level. Well, if I can get her to 70. I can't. Do I have... I don't have... so what I could do... I don't usually do level ley lines, but I guess I could. I could do a couple level ley lines and make her level 70. She is a character that I use for the Spiral Abyss on a semi-regular basis. She is a useful character to have around for the Spiral Abyss, so I suppose I could go ahead and level her up for that purpose. And then get my 10 roll, so let me... Okay, let me just climb this wall instead of, you know, turning around and attacking this enemy, because that's exactly what I was trying to do. You know, I will say this about Keqing. Like, I really like Mona. She's my favorite character in the game. I think pretty much all of you know that. But I think Keqing has got to be one of the most fun characters in this game from just a purely, like, combative standpoint. Like, because of the way her mark works, being able to shoot it at, you know, shoot it straight at enemies, shoot it up into the air, and do plunge damage on top of them. She's so much fun. Hashtag Chi-Chi for Tevat 2021. I like it. Maybe just maybe that'll happen. Maybe I'll get lucky. I probably won't, but, you know, maybe I will. Okay, well, that one died fast. Let me just go ahead and tag all these guys with their little Electro tags here. Oh, okay, you can just kick me in the face. That's cool. Yeah, I did swap everything back. Good. Alright, well, these guys are not doing very much. Alright, that's not okay. This guy's just, like, back-kicking me repeatedly. Fine. Enjoy. Huh. I think one of the things I really enjoy about Keqing too is like using her charge attack regularly, which is really like one of her best damage producers. You're flinging small and medium enemies around everywhere. It's so satisfying to just watch them constantly go flying. Got a few fragile resins, so I'll just lean into these a little bit and push her on to the next level. That way I can go ahead and ascend her. I've been wanting to get Noelle to 70 anyways, so that I pick up her passive finally. Wait, no, I think I already have her passive. Now that I think about it. I should. Anyways, yeah, I do. But, I do, like I said, want to go ahead and grab that next ascension for her. So she's now at 65. This probably won't take too many of these. I was trying to save these to get Zhao to 70, but this will be a touch easier, I think. So we will press on with this. Continuing with the one to the... Oh, man. Keqing's really low on health, isn't she? This is one of those situations where, like, in this party comp, if I had a good... Like, if my Black Sword actually were R5, it would be so nice, because this party doesn't have a healer usually when I'm exploring. You guys better like this video, too. You know what? I agree. That would be great if you would like the video. It does really help out the channel, too. I mean, that's how a lot of YouTube's metrics work is, you know... community engagement, people who like, people who subscribe. It's what helps to make sure that YouTube recommends the videos to not just, you know, people who already are prone to watching them, but also new viewers. Oh, this is the one that has the, yeah, this thing. Alright, well, let's see if I can get a weak point strike. I did not, but that's fine. Nope. Well, I've been fighting enough of these tonight. Wow, that was a ton of damage in a very short succession. Yeah, he got crammed. I like it. Okay, I'll probably need to do 2 or 3 more of these, probably. It's okay, like I said, I've been meaning to level up Noelle for a while anyways. She's a good character, it'll be worth. Lunacy, Teyvat Historia, can I has request? You know what? Go for it. People who vote in polls about whether we should eat Paimon. What? Yeah, you know what? There should be polls for that. Maybe I'll make a poll on that this week. You know, like whether or not Paimon is actually emergency food or something. I don't know. We'll see. Just something for fun. That's a good suggestion, Miri. You're not wrong. Is it worth getting refinement for Black Sword? So yes, I would say that Black Sword is really, I would say all the Battle Pass weapons perform very similarly to 5-star weapons when you have high refinements on them. It's definitely something that you won't regret if you do. I probably used that a touch early, but okay. Hey, no shooting me. Get out of here with that. Whoa, that was close. Nope. Okay, fine. Let's see what kind of damage Zhao is now doing just from jump spam. It's still not great. I will notice, so I want to say in the old betas for Xiao, he did not produce swirl damage in his elemental burst, but he does now. So that is a positive change that they made for the character, and I'm glad that they did. Because I do think that his damage would have been, you know, kind of lackluster without that option. I mean, granted, you know, you're not usually gonna have a, you know, really, if you're gonna be using his elemental burst and also hoping to generate swirl damage at the same time, you know, you're probably going to want to have, you know, characters like Ganyu or Fischl, characters that can produce lots of consistent damage whilst off-screen. Albedo won't generate swirl, but it'll be off-screen damage of a different kind, which you could then stack on top of swirl. So he would definitely be a potent combination for that character as well. It's almost 5 a.m. and you're laughing too much. Nice. Pretty sure he's already done that by accident, Lunacy. Hang on, I think I missed your request. Standby. Can you say eat the Paimon in a low voice? Well, that depends on what kind of a low voice you're looking for. Are you looking for like a eat the Paimon? Or are you looking for like a really low voice? Like, not like necessarily the voice I would use in like theory videos, but more like a, I don't know, like a creepier, deep voice. Like, let's see if I can find that play. Eat the Paimon. Or like go straight to like, I don't know, like a Metal Gear or something. I don't know, like I don't even know how deep to get that voice right now. 243 people are here. It's just me and Lunacy wanting to hear Teyvat say eat the Paimon in a deep voice. Well, there you go. Eat the Paimon. That just happened. Anyways. Let's get this ley line knocked out here. Oh, hey, cool. Zhao died. Well, rip Zhao. Poor guy. I think he just had really low health, and I just like dashed him through flames. So that was my own fault. Poor Zhao. I'll have to stop climbing trees, Keqing. This is not what we're doing right now. Get over here. Oh, hey, an Abyss Mage. Oh, 2 Abyss Mages. Cool. I sure wish I had Mona right about now. It's okay. Keqing can still get this done, I'm sure. I can't really swap to Xiao, though, because he'll get busted too fast due to having absolutely no health. Oh, ow, get away. Nope. Let's not do that. You can't, you're done. Xiao got flamed. He did. I mean, I can, of course, you know, do, like, other voice ranges for things if necessary. I've toyed around with the idea of, you know, doing, like, different voices in some of my lore videos, but I haven't actually done that. just because I'm not sure if it's something I really want to do. Like, I don't know if I'd rather just keep it as a steady narration as opposed to like actually trying to like do some kind of bad voice acting or something, because I don't claim to be a voice actor or anything like that. Like I don't have any history of doing that. I don't have any experience doing that, so nor do I think I probably should. But if I did, it would probably be just for like meme or something. I don't know. The Sustainer did throw Lumine to Teyvat, knowing that she will deal with her alongside Teyvat. I think the Sustainer had another encounter between Aether's capture and her attack on Teyvat. That's possible. I think what with Lumine likely, in all likelihood, having been present in Teyvat for the last 500 years, there's a reasonable thought that she's probably encountered the Sustainer in more than one instance in that time, so long as the Sustainer still occasionally has presence in Teyvat, that is. If the whole thing was a one-off where she literally showed up to ruin the Traveler's Day and destroy the ancient civilization and then just disappeared again, then it could be a totally different matter. Okay, I cannot climb that wall. The angle is really goofy, so let's go over here. That's better. TH Paimon voice? No. That's a little out of the realm of things for sure. Teyvat Astoria for the new Paimon? No. No, I don't think so. I don't think that one will be occurring at all. Teyvat Paimon voice, you can't. No, it's definitely not going. It's definitely not going to happen. That's not really so much in my range of things. Xiao time. There we go. Nope. Stop shooting me. Stop it. Okay, there we go. There's a possibility for new weapon types. Yeah, I absolutely think there's a possibility for new weapon types. If you look at the Teyvat, the storyline preview trailer that they released the day of release back in September, there is a character that appears to be like some kind of like pugilist class, like a monk or something. She's not wielding a weapon, but she's like got like flaming fists or something. I think that we're definitely likely to have other weapon types appear in the game at some point in time. Obviously I can't begin to speculate on when that might occur. I do believe that one was for the Pyro Archon, so she is not the Pyro Archon, but it's a character that will appear within the region of Murata the Pyro Archon, so it could be a while. I think that one's gonna be like the 6th region or something. Like, it's gonna be a while. Alright, let's see if that's enough to enhance Noelle yet. You're not emergency. No, I can't. That's definitely not gonna be. That's no. No. That is not a. That is not a vocal range that's in my realm of capabilities. Like I'm pretty good in like the medium and deep range. Like I've been told I've got a good Gollum voice in me, but like that, no. I don't think so. What regions interest me the most lore-wise? So this might sound a little basic, but I really, really like Mondstadt. I really do. But we know a lot about Mondstadt already. There's a lot to know still. But if I were to consider all of the other regions in Teyvat that are unreleased, I would say the two that interest me the most are Fontaine and Snezhnaya. Because those two regions have, one, Fontaine has this interesting kind of like theme built around like entertainment. Like they seem to be like a nation of entertainers or something. Like there's a lot of like magicians and musicians and all that sort of thing. So like I'm very curious to kind of see like what that city's gonna look like and kind of like what their whole function is in Teyvat and how they really conduct themselves. But Snezhnaya is super mysterious. The cryo arc on the Saritsa is super mysterious, and you know her whole motivation for gathering all of the other Archon's Gnosis, and they've got the biggest military in all of Tevat. You know, supposedly the cryo Archon at one point in time was, you know, a really like soft-natured person and was very loving to her people, and now she's not, so she's, you know, kind of steeled herself to be something she didn't used to be. So to me that's really compelling, and I'm really looking forward to see where they go with that. So yeah, those would be the two regions of what have not been seen yet that I'm most excited about, for sure. That Mary Baker. And remember, eat the Paimon could be my new sign off. Don't give them ideas, Mary. That's no, don't do that. Just don't do that. It's bad. Farming XP and Matt, absolute trash. Mihoyo need give more per run. Yeah, I mean, we do have the event coming up soon, and that's something I'm really looking forward to, is that event. Because that'll be really nice for giving us better efficiency for both money farming and material farming, or enhancement materials for XP purposes. All right, so that'll give me what I need for this 10 roll finally. So with that said, I am only at 10 on it. So the chances of me getting something good out of this are pretty much nothing. But who knows? Maybe I will pick up something. Maybe, just maybe, the game will bless me. So what do you guys think? Should I do it as a 10 roll in one shot, or should I drag it out slow and do a whole bunch of ones? What do you guys think? You just did those ley lines, nice. TH, imagine Paimon in a really heavy and scary Paimon voice. Then no one would dare to call Paimon emergency food. Yeah, I definitely think that would result in people not making that joke anymore, for sure. Tevat say I'm not emergency food in a deep voice. I'm not emergency food. Wait, maybe deeper. I am not emergency food. Hopefully that'll do it. 10, most everybody's saying 10, one shot. Yeah, most people are saying 10 shot. I mean, you don't lose your you don't lose the 4-star over 10 for doing it in singles, so it's not really a big problem. But yeah, looks like everybody's saying do it in 10, so I'm gonna do it in 10. So let's see how this goes. Come on, gold, be gold. Ah, it's 4-star. Well, skip. Hey, look, it's Chang'an again, you guys. He's back. One of these days, Chi-Chi will come home. But that is not this day. That is definitely not this day. Well, that is about it for this evening. But it was a good stream. We got to, you know, kind of definitively get a better idea of which one of these two weapons will be better. Honestly, if you're in a team with a pyro resonance, you'll probably kill most enemies. Like I was saying, you'll probably kill most enemies fast enough to make Lion's Roar worth using. If you have it at high refinement and Black Sword is not. But if you have high refinement Black Sword, you should be using it. It will outperform Lion's Roar. So I just wanted to remind you all that that is the takeaway from that testing. If you have a high refinement Black Sword, or if both your Black Sword and your Lion's Roar are of similar refinement, Black Sword will outperform through its stability. So make sure to keep that in mind as well. Anyways, so eat the Paimon, sign off. Anyways, so it's been a great stream. If you guys haven't liked or subscribed, please do that. It really does help me out. It really helps to keep me going. And it does help the good old YouTube algorithm. Be quiet, Keqing, I'm talking right now. But it does help the channel grow, and it helps YouTube recommend me. So if you haven't done that, please do that, and eat the Paimon. Have a good night, you guys.